And now, another Rock Sports Network presentation.
Welcome to a special edition of Rsn Trackside. It is finally race day, and it's finally the Daytona 500 watch party. You're looking live at Bill Gray's of Czekala, the Taproom at Bill Gray's. I'm Marty Czekala, you know me. This guy here to my left from Ransomville Speedway, Lancaster Motorplex, Dirt Track Digest, Steve Petty. Steve, it's the race day we've all been looking forward to.
It is, Marty. Happy Daytona Day,
Yes.
finally.
Happy Daytona Day, indeed. Got a lot of good things happening, so make sure you come out to Bill Gray's of Czekala to watch the Daytona 500 with us. We've got giveaways. We've got specials going on. One of the biggest giveaways we're doing, a $25 Bill Gray's gift certificate. We've got a couple forms here. You can enter with your name and phone number. Must be present to win. We will give out the gift card at around 6 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If there's a time that fits best, that's when we will do the giveaway. Bunch of guests as well join us, and in a little bit, we've got Brad Sawyer joining us, as well as Big Block Modified Racer Dalton Martin. Sawyer, by the way, driving a Sportsman, both at the Land of Legends Raceway. But let's talk about the Daytona 500, Steve, here first up, before we have Brad join us. What's it mean for all 40 drivers to be racing in the Great American Race?
It is the Great American Race. It is the granddaddy of them all. It is the Super Bowl of motor racing events, to quote the late Ken Squire. This is the race you want to win. Out of all the ones you want to win, this is the one that will make you a legend in the sport.
A lot of storylines to watch out here for very closely. Let's talk about your front row here. Joey Logano on pole position for the Daytona 500. Penske's first pole in the 500, Ford's first pole since 2012. They didn't show a lot of speed, though, during the duels or in practice. Obviously, the Toyotas topped that, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But Joey Logano having a great pole position. He's got an early advantage here for the 500.
Jolo does, being a past champion of the 500 as well. He's got that track advantage. And what about Michael McDowell from Front Row Motorsports getting the outside pole for the 500? Basically had the pole until Logano came out and be like, yeah, I'm going to beat you.
That would have been a cool story to see McDowell on the pole. This is his 467th start in NASCAR Cup Series competition, and almost was one car away from taking his first ever pole. And it would have been sweet to do that. And Front Row Motorsports may be a team to watch out for this season. They have an alliance with Team Penske this year. They are also now a Tier 1 Ford Performance team.
They are, and pretty much what that means is now Front Row Motorsports is getting the exact same equipment that your Team Penske, your Roush Fenway Keselowski's, your Stewart Haas's are getting. So Front Row is going to be right there, and they will be a force to reckon with, especially on the super speedways, Daytona and Talladega.
We haven't talked about yet on the Ford side. Let's talk about it now. The defending Cup Series champion, Ryan Blaney. He was my pick to win on Wednesday night, but was involved in that big wreck in duel number 2. He's come so close to winning this Daytona 500 in the last 2 even years, I should say the least. His best finish second. We all know what happened in 2020 when he lost to Denny Hamlin. Nearly won it until the accident with Ryan Newman, and Hamlin passed him. Ryan Blaney's got a good chance to win it. Obviously, he's in the field number 1, but it's going to be tough for Ryan Blaney. He is starting from 32nd tonight.
Coming from the back in a backup car, very limited practice time on Friday, especially with the weather in Daytona for the last few days. But RFB can drive a race car.
Yes.
Granted, his last 2 races at Daytona, literally a combined 120 Gs hits into the concrete wall. So hopefully Blaney can keep all 4 straight and narrow on the pavement for 200 miles, for 200 laps, 500 miles.
Let's look on the Toyotas. They swept the duels. Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, winning duel 1 and duel number 2. They look really strong. Denny Hamlin, who's the favorite to win the Daytona 500, was quickest in the lone practice session. They have the new XSC, whatever you call it. But the Toyotas, I feel like they're right now the biggest threats to win.
Don't count out Legacy Motor Club. There is a guy, what's his name? Oh, yeah, 7-time Jimmy Johnson.
Yes, and he was a crazy storyline Thursday night, too.
Who has won the 500 twice.
Yes,
so
two-time
don't
winner.
count out Jimmy. but also I liked how they drafted in the duels.
They drafted very well.
So I would not be surprised if Toyota got the win in. It might not be a JGR Toyota that parks in victory lane at Daytona tonight.
It was still crazy to think going into the final lap of Thursday night's first duel that Jimmy Johnson was not in a transfer spot. He would not have made the Daytona 500, but then he passed J.J. Ailey. Real quick, The Rock, Hollywood Rock. Let's say that the least. We've got Hollywood Rock back at WWE. Dwayne Johnson is moments away from seeing the command. I think you could see it in the background. You can. I think he's going to say it. I don't know if they're introducing him just yet. But we'll get to the final storylines here in just a moment. But you see all the drivers waiting in their car, moments away from taking the green flag in. We're at Bill Gray's of Czekala, Marty Czekala alongside Steve Petty. Got a couple guests coming up here in a moment. Brad Sawyer waiting next to us here at the table. We'll talk to him once they finish the command and once we give you your starting lineup. Real quick as well, I do want to mention too, Kyle Busch starting from the back as well from 34th. His 20th attempt of the Daytona 500, and it seems like that number 20 and RCR, some things, that just comes together. Austin Dillon won in 2018, 20 years to when Dale Earnhardt won the Daytona 500, and Dale won in his 20th attempt.
That number and that racetrack, there's a feeling that something may happen tonight in Daytona.
Absolutely. It feels, there's just that feeling that something could happen.
But one thing we have not seen at Daytona all week, blue skies and sunshine. We haven't seen it since Wednesday.
It's about time we saw it. All right, The Rock's about to say the command. Let's see what he's cooking up here. The Rock. That's a pretty good command, especially with the military in the background. I almost thought for a moment he was going to say, finally, The Rock has come back to the Daytona 500, but he's never been to the 500.
He's never been to the 500, so we can't say he's finally come back to the 500. He's never been, but
Absolutely.
Pretty good command. Of course, the U.S. Thunderbirds flying over. It's Daytona, baby. Happy Daytona Day.
Absolutely. Let's get you your starting lineup here for the 500 real quick. Brad Sawyer again. We'll get him on in just a moment. We mentioned your front row. They were the front row on Wednesday. Joey Logano and Michael McDowell. Logano won the 500 in 2015. Your dual winners in row 2, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell. Row number 3, Chase Elliott, the 2020 Cup champ. Next to the 2022 Daytona 500 champion, Austin Cindric. Row number 4, his front row streak comes to an end. Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin, a 3-time Daytona 500 winner. If he wins today, he ties Cale Yarborough for second all-time 500 victories with 4. Rounding out the top 10, pair of rookie/returner Carson Hocevar in the Spire 77. Next to John Hunter Nemechek, who rounds out the top 10, his second Daytona 500. Eric Jones and Harrison Burton make up row number 6. Again, Legacy Motor Club moving to Toyota this year. Row 7, Daniel Suarez is next to Zane Smith. Big Trackhouse Alliance, of course, Zane Smith, the 2022 Truck Series champion. Moving up to Cup this year with Spire Motorsports and a huge alliance with Trackhouse Racing. Row 8, Ty Gibbs, now in his sophomore season, could be in for a breakout year. Next to Brad Keselowski, who's tried so hard to win the Daytona 500, nearly won it in 2021. Row number 9, Hendrick teammates Kyle Larson next to William Byron. Hendrick has not won the 500 since 2014 when Dale Jr. took the win. Rounding out your top 20, Chris Buescher won at Daytona in the summer last year. He's next to Chase Briscoe in the number 14. Stewart-Haas Racing needing a huge bounce-back year. Row number 11, Ross Chastain with new sponsorship from Busch Light. He's in the Trackhouse number 1. Next to him, Justin Haley with a new team in Rick Ware Racing in the 51. Row 12, Jimmy Johnson making it in through the transfer spot. Next to him, Bubba Wallace, who has a best finish of second in both 2018 and 2022. Ryan Preece inside row number 13. Last time he was at Daytona, had the heavy barrel roll. Next to him, Kaz Gralla, doing a couple of races back and forth between Front Row and Rick Ware Racing. Gralla won at Daytona in 2017 in a truck. Martin Truex Jr. inside of row 14, the 2017 Cup Series champ, nearly won the 500 in 2016. Next to him is A.J. Allmendinger, and rounded out row 15, Corey LaJoie, the number 7. He's really good on super speedways. The next to him, first full-time year in Cup for Josh Berry, running for Rookie of the Year. Todd Gilliland and Ryan Blaney, they are on row number 16. Obviously, Ryan Blaney's nearly won the Daytona 500. Todd Gilliland looking for another top 10. Again, front row, a Tier 1 team. Row 17, the RCR teammates. Austin Dillon won the 500 in 2018. And then Kyle Busch in his 20th Daytona 500 led it at mile 500, but the race went to overtime last year. Row 18, the defending Daytona 500 champ, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Next to him, Riley Herbst running full-time in the Xfinity Series again this year. Row 19, Daniel Hemrick returning to Cup racing with Colleague Racing. Next to him, Noah Gragson back in the Cup Series racing with Stuart Haas in the number 10. Final row, the drivers that made it in on speed, Anthony Alfredo in the Beard Motorsports 62. They only run on super speedways. And then David Reagan, who's got 2 Cup wins, both on super speedways. His first one came with RFK Racing in 2011 during the summer. The drivers that failed to qualify, BJ McLeod and JJ Yaley. 16 Fords, 15 Chevys, 9 Toyotas make up the field. All right, Brad's grabbing a beer, then we'll get him on. We're going to go to break. We'll bring him on when we come back in just a moment. We'll talk with him, then the green flag for the Daytona 500. Stay with us here on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme Bill Gray's.
Daddy had surgery and his pain was put to ease.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Local legends work to win. Deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
We're back here on Rock Sports Network, and with us as we get set for the green flag for the Daytona 500, he races at Land of Legends, our home track in Canandaigua. Brad Sawyer racing Sportsman this year in the number 87. How are you, man? Thanks for coming on out.
Appreciate it. Doing well.
Good to hear. You're not too far from here. You live out of Spencerport, so pretty easy for you to come out of work and then make the trip here before you go to your bowling league tonight, from what I hear.
Yes, yep. I bowl at Gates ABC Bowling, so that starts at about 7. So I'll hop on out of here, go home quick, and then head out to bowling.
So I don't think a lot of people know your story, but it became well known when you were racing a novice Sportsman with just a blue Bicknell chassis. No sponsors on it. Your number was taped up, and you go out and win a race after you had nearly a Shackton moment.
Yeah.
Tell us about it once again. I think a lot of people know, but tell us about it again.
Sure, yeah. It's well, do you want me to start from the beginning?
Let's start from the final lap first.
Okay, all right. So we'll start a little bit earlier than that. There was a caution early in the race, and I'd had problems with vision all year in my helmet. Fogging up, I couldn't see. Ended up getting contacts because my glasses weren't working well under the helmet. So did all sorts of things all year to help my vision. And after the first caution, I noticed my visor was fogging up. So I reached up, felt my hose was off the helmet. I was like, oh, geez, here we go. So the only thing I could do was I cracked my visor open a little bit under caution, which was great, cleared everything up. And then we took the green flag, and you don't realize until you're out there on the track how much dust there really is in the air.
Yeah.
So I had my visor cracked, and immediately just dirt and dust are just coming in, getting in my eyes, getting in my contacts, and I mean, I literally couldn't see anything. But I was determined to win that night, and so I just kept driving and realized I was like, hey, I got a shot at this thing, which I didn't expect. So anyways, later in the race, couldn't see anything, made a pass for the lead, coming to the white flag. White flag hits, and I'm like, I think that was the checkered flag, but I couldn't tell. I literally couldn't see anything. I probably shouldn't even been on the track at that point. Not going to admit that, but so waiting for the caution lights to come on and all that stuff, because normally, the caution lights come on once everyone's crossed the finish line. Going down the backstretch, caution lights still haven't come on, but I was like probably 3/4 throttle through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Finally, I'm like, the race has to be over, so I let off the throttle, and you guys mentioned on the replay, you can see the left rear sit down, and as soon as that happened, I got cars. I think the car that came around the outside of me, I think Tyler Foster, hit my rub rail, and then I got a car on the inside of me, and I'm like, holy cow, this thing is not over. And what a dummy I felt in that moment, because I had the thing locked up, and I'm like, I'm going to lose this thing. So gassed it up, and somehow I got by Kristen there, and we were banging wheels coming to the finish line, and I don't know how I won it, like I told you in the Victory Lane interview, but it was quite the way to win one, that's for sure. And I'm glad I had to work for it a little bit. It was better than just running away with it and winning one.
23 thousandths of a second that margin of victory was.
It was
by
tight.
The way. Yes, it was. Steve?
Now, your star racing, you were in the stands watching. What got you the bug saying, okay, I need to go try this?
So it's been a dream of mine for forever, and my dad used to take me to Spencer Speedway a lot growing up, Ransomville a lot growing up, Canandaigua a lot growing up. So it was always kind of in the back of my mind that I wanted to do it, but it always, it was like the time wasn't right. I went to college, had student debt, didn't have any money for that, and then finally just kind of got to a point in my life where I was like, I think I can make this work, and it was, if you ask my friends, it's something I've been talking about forever. Never thought it would actually happen, but just made it happen. Just bucked up, and I'm doing it. So who knows how long I'll do it for. I'm glad I could at least get out there last year and do it and get a win. That was cool. I'd always imagined myself in Victory Lane in Canandaigua, but never thought it would actually happen. So when I was in Victory Lane with you, Marty, it was kind of a surreal moment. It's like, is this really happening? So it was just it was a weird thing. So
what'd you do with the checkered flag?
So it's in my garage still.
Okay.
I haven't hung it up yet, but I've been trying to find a good place to hang it up. So it's in safekeeping, but it's not displayed quite yet. So
making sure none of your kids take it away from you.
Yeah, no, my son he loves flags, and I know that if he gets a hold of it, it'll be the end of it. So
now. When you heard that you won the Spirit of Racing award, and Steve kind of asked a similar question to what Paul, the promoter at Land of Legends, asked you, why do you do it? When you heard you got the Spirit of Racing award, what was going on inside of you?
I mean, honestly, I was shocked. I didn't know what to think. So I go, oh God, I'm gonna have to probably get up in front of all these people who I've grown up with as my heroes. Guys like Alan Johnson and Danny Johnson and people like that. And I get an award in front of them. Like, that's just the craziest thing ever. So I was definitely not expected, and I didn't expect to win this year. So there's a lot of unexpected things this year. But it was definitely let's say I think it almost meant more than winning, to be honest with you, to be recognized that a guy like me off the street who just loves racing. I love racing. I've been watching the Daytona 500 since I think the earliest one I can remember was probably 1993, watching Sterling Marlin win, sitting on the couch with my dad. And so it's been something I've loved my whole life, and to be recognized for that is cool.
Steve?
We know you're moving up to regular sportsman. You're running against arguably the toughest field in dirt car.
Yep.
What
absolutely.
are your expectations going into 2024 as we get ready to go green here at Daytona momentarily?
So I will back up a little bit. I did run with the big sportsmen, as I call them, last year during the Gerald Harris Memorial. I decided to jump into one of the qualifying races just to get my feet wet, just to see how it was. And they are fast. They are really fast.
Yes, they are.
I think someone asked me after I got out of the car, I ended up breaking the drive shaft like 6 laps in, but someone asked me, like, what'd you think? And I go, first of all, Zach Sabaka's a psycho. Because he started on the inside of me on the back row, and I knew I wasn't going to race in the Gerald Harris, so I kind of wanted to give those guys some room to race. So I backed off a little bit, but I mean, the way he shot out of a cannon was just gone in like 3 laps. I couldn't see him anymore, and I was like, wow, that is just insane. So, anyways, to get back to your question, sorry, I'm talking a lot. My expectation is to just I want to keep it clean this year. I had a couple run-ins with the wall last year early in the season, and that cost me a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of worrying and stress. So I just want to keep it clean this year. And honestly, if I can go the whole season without wrecking anything or having any major issues, I will be happy. If I can get a top 10 in a feature, I'll treat that as a win.
And now look at your car as you get set for sports. We are half a lap away from taking the green flag. We'll let you stay on here with us for the opening laps
absolutely.
too, to get your thoughts on this race. But your car now completely funded. You've done a lot of work thanks to what Land of Legends TV is doing with the free viewership.
Absolutely.
And it continues to increase. Just being now fully funded, having all that marketing on your race car after having, as I mentioned earlier, a sponsorless blue Bicknell race car. How's that feel now that you're able to get the opportunity to race, and if you have any issues, you'll be able to go out there and fix the opportunities?
Yeah, it's awesome, and I've got a lot of friends that have stepped up, a lot of acquaintances that own businesses that have stepped up, and so I really appreciate that, and it feels good. It's I felt kind of stupid going out there with a blue car with an 87 taped on it, but at the same time, it was what I had at the time, so it made it work. But this year, definitely a little more pressure. I got a car that looks the part, so now I got to kind of drive the part. That was the nice part about having a car with a taped on numbers that people don't expect a lot out of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you were living out a boyhood dream
Yes.
at the track that you grew up with. You are now a legend among the Land of Legends in Canandaigua.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And that's, like I said, it's something I never thought would happen. I always wanted it to happen and never thought it would happen. So it's just really cool. And looks like we're about to go green here.
Yeah.
So.
Look at that crowd, too, on a Monday.
Not bad for a Monday.
That's impressive. That is impressive. First Monday race in 4 years. Logano McDowell set to bring us to green. As I like to say, it's time to get it on at showtime.
Got those 2 ponies up front.
New Mustang Dark Horses. And I don't think this is a surprise to anyone seeing Logano and McDowell out in front. But McDowell has been known for, in the past, to be one of those drivers that likes to hang out in the back, and then when the big one happens, he takes advantage of it and normally finishes near the front. I mean, I know that's not how he won the 500 in 2021, but he dodged that big one early.
Right now, everybody pretty much minding their P's and Q's. They're not going to be doing anything too crazy here at the start, but you never know how antsy is it being like in a rain delay situation and getting back in a race car and driving again.
Yeah, it's they got to be a little giddy. I know I did stay up pretty late Friday night to watch the truck and ARCA races, and
you're not alone. We did too.
I was gonna say you're not alone.
Well, and I kind of gave up about midnight. I gave it up on the ARCA race, although I did want to stay up to watch it, but it wasn't pretty.
Well, Steve, you and I stayed up for the entire ARCA race. That wasn't over until, I think, 1:30 a.m.
I was going to say, I definitely needed the coffee the next morning to go call games at Brockport. I'll tell you that right now.
And what I was gonna say here, last week we had Andy J on our show, Andy Jinkowiak, and he already has the quote of the year.
He does, yep.
I am not lifting until I see God or a checkered flag. Unfortunately, he got involved in that big wreck while running third, but I mean, look at what it's led to. So much promotion on social media. I even already bought a T-shirt. I think you and I did. I don't know if you have.
He's already
I
got
haven't yet,
T-shirts
no.
made.
He's a genius. He's a marketing genius is what I think. I think he really is.
He's got one of those personalities that I know a bunch of drivers in NASCAR don't really have.
There's something to be said about that for sure. And I have a feeling Andy J will be sitting in victory lane at Daytona one of these days.
One of these days. He did say that going into the race, his only goal was to win. Not a top 5 or a top 10 like he's been doing for these past few years when trying to live out his dream.
Yep.
This time it was just to win. Who knows what's going to happen for him, especially with that super speedway car. But you know too, Steve. He's got a Sportsman modified that is older than me.
He does.
That is older than me and was in a huge wreck.
I was going to say, he is running around driving a 1996 Troyer chassis, payment, Sportsman modified. It's been wrecked to every which way past Sunday.
Yeah.
And it still finds victory lane in the biggest payment races in the world.
That just goes to show you don't need the newest stuff to be good.
Exactly. So they're all still double file right now, which is no surprise. And you know what? Something that we saw in the truck race Friday night, and we saw it way too early. All the drivers nearly door to door, all side drafting. That led to all these wrecks. With this one being 500 miles and not a race cut down in half, they're able to give some room. Obviously, in the final few laps, you won't see them try and side draft as much until you reach that home stretch.
At least till 300 miles in, you got to take it a little easy. They're getting 3 wide back in the pack there, though.
You see that third groove starting to be created. I don't know why that's being created early.
Just trying to find the opportunity. Like, if you have a guy like Brad Keselowski who's leading that draft, that third line right now, you think you're going to go with Brad because you got Brad up there. Ross Chastain's there. Josh Berry is there. So a lot of Fords in that third line just trying to get it going, just getting something to try to get up towards the front of the field.
Should mention the odds here right now to win because we have our segment on Rsn Trackside. We look at the best bets courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. We already got a rock. Yikes.
No.
Burton took a lick.
Ouch.
Harrison,
Hocevar.
Ryan Priest slides for life.
I don't think he kissed the wall. I don't think he's got any damage.
Other than
that
four,
front end is toast.
Other than four flat Goodyear. Carson Hocevar.
He's stuck in the mud.
grass.
Either that or he's got a broken axle. But man, window nut still up on the car.
There it's
now
down.
it's down.
Yep. That's a bummer for Burton.
Hocevar, great year for him in trucks last year with 4 wins. Nearly won the championship and then got involved in that accident with Corey Heim. Hocevar still. I wonder if Hocevar is looking for a push.
I think he might need a tow hook and a long crane to get it out of that grass.
Probably. All right, so he's the first one in the middle. And like I said, I feel like it was way too early to be going 3 wide.
You called it. What did DW used to call it? The sucker hole?
Yeah.
The sucker hole, yes.
And it just sucked right up.
Let's see, was there contact with... there was a bump from Keselowski to Nemechek.
Keselowski to John Hunter, and John Hunter right into Harrison Burton, and Hocevar nowhere to go.
This is where it gets unfortunate right here.
Who is that pounded him? Austin Dillon got it. I can't tell. That looked like I think that may have been Haley or Gralla. It was one of those two, I believe.
Just a bad push off center.
Keselowski has done that too in the past. Right there.
Well, what did Blaney say Thursday night? Bad pushes in the right rear?
Yep.
Jimmy got in it too.
Oh, boy. I'm surprised we saw a wheel come off there. I thought they were supposed to be tethered on.
Yeah. Oh, now we got the Chili's ad. I saw this earlier in the week through Spires' press release, and it was hilarious. So, but now, when you watch these notable races, whether it be Daytona or Indy, do you do like drinking games or bingos or no?
Not really. No, I just sit there and kind of
sit there.
I'm kind of an antisocial race watcher.
Okay.
I like to be alone, and my palms get sweaty and my heart starts racing kind of towards the end of the race. So
yeah.
It's especially the Daytona 500. And it's the stupidest thing ever. It's like I don't know why my palms are getting sweaty, but
So are we getting you out of your comfort zone right now, being here?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not used to being on live TV here, so.
Yeah. So Steve and I actually decided this last second for Steve and I it'd be fun to play, but I found Daytona 500 bingo cards, and we are marking off.
Well, you got a caution flag.
Well, let's see. I got a caution flag, so there's one.
You got a caution flag.
Technically, I got a flat tire, so they got another one because Priest's pretty sure flattened at least one.
Let me look at the lead changes here. We have 5 lead changes already, so I haven't hit my 10 lead changes yet.
A Chevy engine problem. Who made this?
I was gonna say mine is
done randomly.
mine is not even right. Like,
That's not even
driver
fair.
curses on radio. Like, we all know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can just mark that down. It's tough to hear the speakers right now with us talking. So we had a multi-car crash. So I had something.
Gonna say you got.
Let's hope we don't see an air tighten on the track. I don't like that.
Well, we already had an air tighten crash earlier today.
I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
Wow, that was so. I thought we were going to be delayed extra a few hours.
Was there any video of that, or did we?
I just saw photos.
I saw pictures, never video.
Yeah, that was.
So I guess the joke now goes from just one to dos.
Yeah.
Dose, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I remember watching that 500 live and seeing that debacle. That was quite the deal there.
That
with
was
Pablo.
that was a 500 I could not focus on because I had a play that week.
Okay.
Yes, I can sing. I'm not going to do it here.
Hey, I sang in chorus in high school also.
I was gonna say I sang in chorus in high school.
Okay.
See, we all sang in chorus.
Okay.
See, we're all chorus
So-
choir boys.
Yeah.
I think it was a dress rehearsal night, if I recall correctly, and I did not watch a lot of the Daytona 500. I had a live leaderboard on my phone following updates. My driver was Jimmy Johnson. Obviously, he had the wreck on lap 2. Then I didn't get home till I think 9 o'clock that night, and so it was still late. They were in the final laps, and then of course I see Juan have the jet dryer explosion. I'm like, what in the what?
I remember they came back from commercial break, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden the jet dryer's on fire, and me and my buddy Mike were like, "What the heck just happened?"
And the race ended on Tuesday morning.
yeah. We stayed up for the whole darn thing.
Yeah. So it was Czekala that did have the impact with Harrison.
That's
So,
unfortunate.
7 cars involved: Austin Dillon, Harrison Burton, Kaz Grella, Ryan Priest, John Hunter Nemechek, Jimmy Johnson,
Looks like Jimmy
and Carson
Johnson's
Hocevar.
And Jimmy was as high as possible.
not having a good time.
If you know, you know. But as I was saying, Keselowski has been known for pushing people that hard. Like, you remember at the end of stage 1 of the 2022 500, Keselowski gave that bad bump draft to Harrison Burton off of turn 2, and that sent him upside down.
I think I had a couple choice words after that.
And Keselowski has said on the record, I think, what was it, when he dealt with that bad block, he said he was just going to raise people a lot more aggressive, so watch out at Dega. So
That's it. That's
we'll see here.
It's saying it's not even. It was just a.
too early for that.
Yeah.
Way too early. Yeah.
That's too bad for
and
Harrison. Oh boy.
And that is also still inexperience for both Hocevar and Harrison Burton. Now Harrison in his 3rd year in the Cup Series, and once again the Wood brothers still at 99 career
Yes.
wins. They will not get win 100 in
Yes.
the 66th running of the 500.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I've been hoping they could get win 100 ever since Blaney got 99 at Pocono. So, but a bunch of equipment torn up way too early. Man, look at the front bumper come off.
I guess that wasn't the tire. That was looks like the front radiator shroud or whatever that came out of Blaney's car. Or not Blaney, sorry, Harrison Burton.
But I got to tell you something. NASCAR has done such – I mean, I know we say this all the time. We're watching Jimmy's on board. We say this a lot, but what Technique, who manufactures the chassis, they have done such an incredible job. Yeah, nowhere to go. I think
that's the worst thing to watch.
Yeah.
Right
you can
there.
see the fluid. I think he's done.
And you could tell and you could hear it that Jimmy was slowing down as most as he could.
Yep.
And he just was thinking, like, okay, do I have room? Do I have room?
Yeah.
No.
It's just so tight in that tri-oval.
There's no ARCA brakes there. That was
no ARCA.
No ARCA brakes.
That's an experienced 7-time champ. So
that's unfortunate. Oh gosh.
But yeah, the Technique chassis that NASCAR has been working to improve has just been so good. You know, we saw the controversy that happened in 2022, and NASCAR has done such a good job to make adjustments, to make it safer. You know, we saw not just Priest's flip, but also the heavy hit he had at Talladega last year where the visor came up immediately on impact, and he climbed out okay, just sore. And then, obviously, Blaney's accident he had on Thursday.
I was just going to say that. Blaney's accident on Thursday, I mean, that was brutal.
Yeah, that's up there with the hit he had at Daytona in the summer.
And those hits, they don't look spectacular because parts aren't flying off the car, but that's just a dead stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that, especially in the tri-oval, we were watching that on the couch, and both me and my girlfriend went, oh, when we saw that hit, because it was hard.
Yeah. Nowhere to go. And
Pit road, the most dangerous spot in Daytona right now, and the most busiest place in Daytona right now. Everybody pretty much gas and go. Just make sure you get through the end of stage 1.
Just topping off, and drivers getting a good idea on how their car is sounding. I've got my TweetDeck pulled up, or X-Pro as they call it, just to see if there's any, like radio chat or anything like that. Checking to see what people are saying. Let me see if Gluck posted anything, because he normally retweets all the stuff. Oh, Kyle Busch wants to know, how did we wreck already? That's normally KB. Because I think it was 2012, because I remember the Fox did the day documentary of the 2012 500, and they had Busch's radio that said, we must be like the smartest people ever.
I remember that.
I do remember that.
Well, it's easy to ask that question when you're not in the race.
That's true.
Exactly. So let me see here. While we're at it, since we're under the first caution, let's step aside and take a break. We'll have more of the Daytona 500 watch party in just a moment. Stay with us on Rock Sports Network.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
Back here with our special edition of Rsn Trackside, the Daytona 500 watch party. We're live at Bill Gray's in Czekala, so come on out and say hi and come by and visit us. All right, we are doing a giveaway as well, $25 Bill Gray's gift card. Just give out your name and phone number, fill out a form. We'll have it inside a bucket next to us. You must be present to win. We'll be doing the giveaway sometime between 6 to 6:30. If there's a red flag during that period, that's going to be the perfect time for us to do the giveaway here. So Marty Czekala alongside Steve Petty. He's with the Ransomville and Lancaster Motorplex. Brad Sawyer, a driver of the number 87 Sportsman at Land of Legends Raceway. We are back to the green flag. So it's Christopher Bell and Ryan Blaney. That was your front row. There is the choose rule, by the way, at super speedways now. They've been doing that since last year on the super speedways in the past. You couldn't choose. It was only the leader that would pick the line here.
Hopefully that was a little wake-up call that everyone needed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, We saw this too in 2012 with how early it was, with how late it was, and I know 2021, a lot of drivers were thinking about the rain too with how early it was. Just a bunch of antsy drivers.
Yep.
So, should mention as well, stages 65, 130 the end days, and then of course 200. Average time of the race, 3.5 hours. Pit road speed, 55 miles an hour. The caution car goes 70. Fuel window, 48 laps, but I think we'll see a bunch of drivers go 40 to 42 on that average.
And they stopped there like lap 9, lap 10 just to top off, so they should make it to probably like right around like lap 50 or so next time. You should see them on pit road,
well,
unless something happens.
Well, normally what we've seen in the Daytona 500, this is normally a Larry Mick strategy trend if you listen to Sirius XM. But normally these drivers will pit for stage 1 on around lap 25 to 30, just so that way they can make it directly to the end of the stage without having to pit. So get that pit stop done immediately.
Sure. Yeah, good crowd there for a Monday.
Should update is we did have updates on our bingo cards. We did have a Busch Light commercial play.
Yeah.
So
let's see. So you had that. I had the yellow flag. I had the car into the wall.
Yep.
And driver cursing on radio.
Because we know that's already happened. We can't hear it, but
absolutely.
it's already happened. So nobody is on the damaged vehicle policy clock anymore. Should look here at see who is out of this race. Three drivers right now out: Kaz Gralla, Harrison Burton, and Carson Hocevar. Austin Dillon is behind the wall, so I would assume that he did meet minimum speed and took it behind the wall, but I do not know, though, on that side. Jimmy Johnson, 2 laps down. So he's still in this race, but lot of situation for him to try and get back in the 500. But then if you are me, like I ran the Daytona 500 on iRacing last night. I don't know if you have an iRacing sim.
I don't, and I've thought about it for years. But
it's worth it.
Well, I see they're doing Oswego Speedway now, so
Yes.
that might put me over the edge.
That is pretty cool. It is worth it. So I ran the 500. I was a lap down because I lost the draft, and I think it was with 20 to go after our longest run of the race, a yellow flag flew. And I think I was like the 3rd car a lap down. Then it was caution after caution. I got back on the lead lap and finished 10th.
Wow.
So I was running 27th, I think, when I was a lap down.
Way to fight back.
So thanks.
Yeah.
So the announcer can race after all.
The announcer can race after all, yes. He won't do it. I don't have guts like you.
It doesn't take guts. It's just stupidity, really. I think. So I used to race the OG iRacing. I used to race NASCAR Racing 2003.
Oh, that's the GOAT.
So we're talking probably like 2004, 2005 era. I had the pedal and the steering wheel set up and all that stuff at Logitech. So I used to race that back in the day. I remember being up till like 3, 4 in the morning doing that, and my parents would be like, "What are you doing?"
I actually still have the disc for it.
Do you?
Yes,
I think I have
do.
it too. I think I also still have it.
I would love to get one of those like mini CD, like I think what is it that Apple sells for a disc player, like a Super Drive or something, whatever it is.
I think it's a Super Drive.
I think it is because I have a driver set up for that. We'll love to install the disc, put in all the drivers and stuff, and put in all the patches, and then mod it with all the stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my graphics card can handle that these days.
Yeah.
And not the old PC from 2003.
Uh-huh.
Where you were just getting like 30 to 60 frames a second.
I remember trying to play it on DSL back in the day, and people would be like, "You're lagging, you're lagging." And
Yep.
I'm like, I can't do anything about it, guys. I'm not on Roadrunner. Sorry.
Now I feel old.
Yeah, well. Oh, man.
Definitely not as fast as Xfinity 10G. There's the NASCAR plug of the day.
nice. There
They're
you
not
go.
saying it's 10G anymore, you know.
Well, some Xfinity guys are.
What even
Some
is
are still
10G,
doing.
you know?
I don't know. But look who's out in front. Ryan Blaney.
There he is with a backup car, right?
Yep. With my pick to win.
RFB heading to the front.
These guys just can't seem to get single file up front.
Nah.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
So Austin Dillon will try to return to the track after. So he did make minimum speed, but his chances to win are done for the day.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
We also did hear as well, A.J. Allmendinger had a pass-through penalty. Hocevar and Growler were both released from the infield care center, and same with Harrison Burns, so all drivers were okay.
Pit row penalty. I got another one on my bingo card.
There you go.
Harrison Burton, or who is that? They're showing Christopher Bell. He looks pretty comfortable in that cockpit.
Won a duel earlier this week, and through his press release, so first off, looking to make his third straight championship four, had his best finish at Daytona last year with a third-place finish in the 500. And said, this place will either chew you up or spit you out this week.
I was going to say, that's a good definition of Daytona.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So, but it's pace laps at speed of 190 miles an hour. Look at those Thunderbirds.
Beautiful.
Always a tradition.
We had them in Rochester this past summer, right?
Yep.
I think they did, yeah.
Yep.
I know it's Super Dirt Week 50. We had an impromptu flyover that I posted on Twitter about. It was before the Sportsman race, and it was just like one plane flying over. So I called out, hey, look, we got a flyover for the 50th edition of Super Dirt Week.
Was this past year the 50th?
No, this was 51.
Okay, all right.
Year.
So I was at the 50th. I remember that.
NASCAR's dealing with what we had to deal with at Super Dirt Week.
You know, I was going to go on Sunday, and then it rained, and we didn't go. Actually, this year was the first Super Dirt Week I haven't been to since probably 2006.
Really?
Yep.
Dang,
been
that's
to
unfortunate.
We used to camp at the mile and at the fairgrounds and go the whole weekend, and those are good times. But, yeah, I think this year was the first time I've missed one in a long time.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah, Marty doesn't know any of the good stories from the mile.
I don't.
We got a couple that I probably can't share.
There's a few that I cannot share.
Well, if I wanted to race the mile, I could play NR 2003.
Did they have Syracuse on there?
Yeah, there's a mod.
Oh, my gosh.
You can put any track. They have track design.
Okay,
so.
I must have gotten out of it before someone modded it for the Syracuse mile because I don't remember that. Do you remember the BR tracks?
Yes,
Brian
Talladega BR.
BR, Daytona BR.
Yep, they had the grip on the high line.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was the cat's meow right there.
Yes.
I used to race the BR tracks.
And I think didn't that guy get like a lawsuit against him by iRacing or something?
Possibly. I don't remember.
I can't remember. So.
I do. Now you say that though, I remember some legal issues with that whole thing.
Yeah. So.
I think that was just probably stemmed from the people that like to run the bottom.
Probably. Checking to see here if we have any updates while we're on commercial break. And if you are watching, by the way, the Watch Party live, let us know who you're rooting for and let us know your thoughts on the race. We will be here for all 500 miles of this one. So we should give a shout out too here, Steve, on the side of things on MRN. We don't have the MRN feed, but we did hear the news about Doug Rice, who is retiring after this year. He works with PRN, and he's always wanted to call the Daytona 500. So the dream is coming true.
It is a very nice thing for our good friends over at MRN, Alex Hayden and Dave Moody and Mike Bagley and everybody over there just to give Doug his due to let him call the 500.
Yes, well done. He'll be on the call next week for Atlanta.
Okay. The second drafting race of the season.
Yes. Yep. I'm interested in seeing Atlanta as a playoff race. I know a lot of people didn't like it on the schedule, but I kind of like it because it balances the types of tracks.
Sure.
You've got 2 road courses, you've got 2 super speedways, and the rest all intermediates and short tracks.
It's fair enough.
So
I have my own opinions about what they did to Atlanta, but I guess I'll keep them to myself.
Field right now is saving fuel. Bell's lap time on lap 20 was a 49.871. Hamlin's not thrilled. He said a expletive driving around at half throttle, so there we go.
He's caught in rush hour traffic.
Yes. Denny right now in 10th.
Still 2x2 up front. I can't believe no one's gone single file yet.
Nobody yet. So right now, Daytona 500 is trending number 1 and 2 on X. Daytona with over 35,000 posts, and Busch Light's doing, again, another promo to give away stuff. I think they're giving away beer money this year. Every lap that ends in 1 in honor of Ross Chastain. So they just did a giveaway for a custom T-shirt. I wonder if they're going to give away a fire suit because the stakes always get higher.
Fire suit, wow.
I was going to say, you look good in the new fire suit there in Victory Line.
Yeah, yep. I bought a Velocita fire suit last year, and I just wanted to look good for my rookie year.
And now you have the car do your part. Now, with them driving into the sun, when you guys run out for qualifying heats, you're basically running in almost the same conditions as the Cup cars are running in right now.
It is, yeah, and it's brutal. So I'll tell you a funny story. I think it was late August in a heat race. Sun was out down the front stretch. Couldn't see a thing going into it, but it was bad. And I kept pulling off tear-offs, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Get back to the pits, and I realized that I put my tear-offs on backwards, so the sticky side was out. Ooh. And I was like, well, no wonder I couldn't see anything. I just had dust collecting on my tear-offs. So that was a quick lesson that I learned. But, yeah, these guys going through what turns 3 and 4 right now, they're getting the sun just blasting them in the eyes.
And you are not the first person to tell me that story that they put there.
Oh, you know what? Before the season started, I watched a bunch of videos on how to put tear-offs on, and I knew not to do that. But it's just I was in a hurry, and I put them on backwards and made the mistake.
Have any superstitions?
Not really. I'm not really a superstitious guy, I'll be honest with you. No, sorry. I don't have anything interesting for you. I don't have any special underwear I wear or nothing like that.
Well, we weren't going to get that personal.
Yeah, I know. I went there.
You did go there.
Well, I'm sure some of these guys have that.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they'll put like right glove first or zip up the full suit and then get the shoes on.
Yep.
So we look at telemetry. Everybody's running half throttle at the moment, and this is interesting on the leaderboard right now. Let me see if I can pull up the miles an hour.
I was going to say, how are the lap times looking?
So leaders are running a 59.22. AJ Allmendinger lost the draft because of the pit road penalty. He's actually running faster laps, 49.79.
Wait, did you really say 59? 59?
No, 49.
49 seconds for the leaders. Okay. So that's a pretty slow pace.
That is, and they've been known for doing this here in the past. Some people, it's like you love it, you hate it.
Yeah, it's not the racing that I would want to see. I'm kind of a freak at work. I was listening to the 2004 Daytona 500 on YouTube behind my work today, and man, that racing was just great back in the early aughts.
Yes.
I guess they call them nowadays. You young kids call them the aughts. It was just good racing back then, but there was none of this half throttle stuff. At least not the leaders. The guys behind them might have been, but this is like when you're stuck behind those 2 snow plows going down 490 that are plowing the road. I think these guys, they don't know where to go.
Remember during 2000, I know you remember, but remember during 2001 the Super Speedway package where you had the wicker,
with the wicker
on
bells.
the spoiler and the spoiler on the roof.
Yep, that was brutal.
Add on the Z pipe or X pipe, whatever it was. That was some of the best Super Speedway racing. I
would agree and I would disagree because it did give you that 3 and 4 wide racing the whole race, but at the same time it was kind of like here where these guys really can't. You're kind of stuck. You can't. You're not really in control of your own destiny.
Yeah.
You're kind of worried about the guys around you.
I still remember. I think obviously we all remember the Dale Earnhardt charge at Talladega in 2000, the first time they implemented that package. Yeah. But then also 2001, the EA Sports 500 at Talladega, where everyone was 3x3x3 for the final 5 laps. It was just absurd racing.
It was an insane race.
And then the field imploded off at turn 2.
Yep. Someone went over in that crash. Was it Bobby Labonte?
Yeah, it was Labonte. Yeah. Bobby, yeah.
Yeah, because Tony Stewart went over in the 500, and then Labonte went over in the Talladega race. Wasn't a good plate year for Joe Gibbs, I guess.
Yeah. Junior won the million in that race.
Yes.
Yeah. Back when NASCAR did the Noble Million.
I remember seeing Bill Elliott win that, Jeff Gordon, a couple of those guys. You can hear Kevin Harvick talking about the pace of the race here. There's the dinger. That's what they're showing it. Allmendinger's running faster than the leaders are right now by himself. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I think they're
and you would think the leaders would be running faster because they're in the main draft.
Yes.
Right.
I'm surprised. Oh, they're just showing the first accident. I'm surprised there's no decisions to pit right now. Because you would think they'd be doing that, but I think everyone's going to go for about 15 to go or something like that to pit. And then, again, we'll see the manufacturers all pit together here.
Sure.
So let's step aside and go to break. When we come back, more of the Daytona 500 watch party. Stay with us on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
We are back here on Rock Sports Network, the Daytona 500 watch party. We are live at Bill Gray's of Czekala. Marty, Czekala, Steve Petty, Brad Sawyer joining with us one final time before he's got some other activities tonight. But anyway, so far a good start to this race right now at the moment. Fox is on a break, but we are working lap 33. Christopher Bell is the leader. 6 lead changes. Average speed currently 187 miles an hour. Fun start to this one, guys, although we have had one caution at the moment. I am seeing on Twitter right now, I think we're seeing a breakaway. Top 4 are breaking away from the pack.
Oh, they must have finally decided to lay on it a little bit. Probably to get prepared for pit stops, I would assume.
Probably because they're saving fuel.
They want to get single file before they got to peel off for pit stops.
Yeah. Blaney, Bell, Hemrick, and Logano are just saying right now, screw it, we're getting out of here. And I think we're going to see her here in just a moment.
The Rock.
That would have been cool to be in that Humvee.
Yes, it would.
Riding around Daytona.
Absolutely.
Just like The Rock, whenever he walks out, would have given him goosebumps.
Now, Brad, since you grew up at Canandaigua, did you ride the fun bus when you were a kid?
Oh, boy, I got a story for that. Okay, so when I was probably 20, it's probably when I was in my early 20s, I brought my girlfriend to Canandaigua, and I had never rode the fun bus. So it was just me and my girlfriend, and I looked at her, I go, I want to ride the fun bus. And she goes, isn't that for kids? I go, yeah, but I just want to go out on the track. I've never been on the track before. So me and her in our early 20s get on the fun bus with a bunch of kids, and I probably look like the biggest doofus in the world, but I was hanging out the window this is freaking awesome, so that's my fun bus story. Never rode it as a kid, but I rode it as an adult.
Okay.
Without a kid, so probably look like a weirdo, but whatever.
I was going to say, I rode when I was 13.
Okay.
And at the time, the drivers had their helmets on. You never knew who was driving it until they took the helmet off at the end of it.
Okay. So it's kind of like the Stig.
So it's kind of like the Stig a little bit. But the thing is, if you saw the fire suit, you would know.
That's cheating, yeah.
Apparently, nobody knew because he was in an all-black suit. Came to find out it was Timmy McCready.
Oh, cool.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a good drive.
nice.
Did he get her a little sideways? Or?
He got her a little sideways in turn 3. And
Nope.
that's when I knew, because I was sitting about 3 rows from the front. And as soon as I saw him crank it in turn 3, I'm like, that's a T-Mac move. I'm riding with Timmy McCready at Canandaigua.
I remember
Yeah,
riding.
I think I'm okay with that.
I remember riding that thing as an adult. I was like, man, they're kind of getting into these corners a little hot with this thing. A bus full of kids, you know. So it was cool though. Yeah. And I've never ridden the. Do they still have the monster truck over there at Outlaw Speedway?
I do not know.
Okay, I never rode that. I always wanted to ride the monster truck at Outlaw.
I know I've been to Lernerville a couple times, and I was there at the Firecracker last year, and they have a fun bus similar to what they had at Land of Legends. But obviously there are a lot of that's pretty cool. They've got a lot of BRS, Big River Steel clients that are able to get VIP passes, come out to the races, and they normally clog the bus up with all of them. Take a couple laps around the track during break.
That's cool. It's good for the kids.
Yeah.
Get them involved. Get them excited about something, you know.
Bear with me as I was saying that's pretty cool, but Fox has implemented some pretty cool new technology. Like we've seen the Telestrator, how they can highlight
the cars, yeah.
You can zoom in on a car, show like a flap coming on up, and they actually just showed how many yards to the finish line.
Yeah, that looked like yards to me. They're basically showing, I think, how far they had to slow down before they get to pit road.
Either that or how many yards to the finish line.
They were showing it to the finish line, but I assume it was.
That one
I would like to see it to pit road, though.
Yeah.
Because, as a driver, you can see, going to pit road, those markers on the track, the 3 rectangles, then 2, then 1, then N. We can't see them, though.
I remember that was one of the hardest things of NASCAR racing 2003 was pitting at Daytona.
Oh, yes, it was.
Getting slowed down as fast as everyone else is.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Try not to lock the tires up.
I was going to say, basically, it's going to be a dead stop from 190 to 55 to get to pit road. Well, of course, you got to carry that 55 all the way through pit road, or you'll be driving down pit road at 55, and everybody else is going 190, and you'll be down at least 2 laps. So it's time to get back on the racetrack again.
And you'd think these drivers would figure out how to not speed by now, but everyone always seems to get caught speeding every once in a while.
All right, so we should be about 5-10 laps away from approaching pit stops. Obviously, it's going to be manufacturers coming in. That's always been the key in these past, 7-8 years or so.
Yep.
Fords, Toyotas, Chevys. Toyota's got a little – obviously, Fords and Chevys have the huge advantage with about 12, 13 cars. But Toyota now with the legacy switch to Toyota, they've got a little bit of an increase. That can definitely benefit.
Not a lot of Toyotas up front right now, though.
Right now, Roger Penske is smiling from any of his pit boxes because 3 of the top 4 are Penske cars.
Oh, are they coming? They're coming.
They're all coming to pit road together.
Bell's coming, too. That's a surprise.
All right. Get her woe down.
Same with Hemrick.
So will this be fuel only or tires?
Probably 2 in fuel, I would guess.
Seatbelt going fuel only.
I assume they're all going to go fuel only.
Probably. Yeah, everyone's going fuel only.
Yeah, with a recent repave of Daytona a few years ago, the track's not as abrasive as what it used to be.
Pit road speed, by the way, 55 miles an hour. NASCAR does allow that slow allowance that you can go 60, but if you go 60.01 over a timing line, then you'll get popped for speeding.
So fun fact, I was one of the last people to drive on the old pavement. I went down for the July race that year and did the petty ride-along. Oh, who's pitting by themselves?
Somebody is Mr.
That's
Lonely.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, Buscher's going to get that's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, because if you're new to NASCAR here, everyone's in a draft right now, and the draft carries a lot more speed. If you're out of the draft, you're losing on average 4 or 5 seconds a lap.
Well, we saw earlier, you can be just as fast by yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, Digger was 5 miles an hour faster than what he was in the draft. But basically, for a normal person to speak, you're basically driving down 490.
Yep.
And if you're in the far left-hand lane and everybody's going 65 or 70 or more.
Or more, yeah.
Everybody just keeps right on going and everybody's flying by you. That's pretty much what a draft would be incentive in a street car.
Zach Chapman tuned in on the live stream. Thanks for joining us. One of my good buddies, we call him Shaggy because he's got a beard and stuff, and a head of hair that looks a lot like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. But thanks for joining us tonight. Let us know what you're thinking of the race if you're watching live in the chat. So,
Man, those hood flaps coming up got to drive those guys nuts.
Hamlin was pushing McDowell a lot in these past 5 or 10 laps, though, and I think it was because he was tired of being off the pace. He wanted to stay at full pace, so
Well,
just can't bump draft in the corners.
The farther forward you are, the less likely you are to get caught up in a wreck,
Yeah,
right?
so, Brad, before we let you go here, where they can check you out on social media and anybody you want to give shout-outs to. I know you got sponsors you can shout out now than our last interview where you had nothing.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who supported me last year. I had a lot of friends that came to the track all throughout the season. It was awesome to have them out there. Levitines is over there on Elm Grove Road. Beth and Mohammed are good friends of mine. If you like Middle Eastern food, it's awesome. We've eaten there many times. Great stuff. Got a whole bunch of sponsors on the car. You'll see them on the car this year. So
awesome.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the season.
Where can they follow you on social media?
So right now, I don't have like a racing page or anything on Facebook yet, but I got a Facebook, Brad Sawyer, and I post a lot of stuff on there. But one of these days I'll have probably my own Facebook for the race team.
Awesome. Good to hear. Definitely appreciate you coming on out, and enjoy the rest of this one. If you've got anything else on your mind during it, send me a text. We'll shout you out again.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to go to the bowling alley and hopefully be able to half concentrate on the race.
You should be able to watch it because they got screens all over.
Oh, they'll have it on. It's just, trying to bowl and concentrate on the race at the same time is going to be kind of tough, but we'll make it work.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
man.
really appreciate you guys having me on, honestly.
That's Brad
awesome.
Sawyer. You'll see him in the number 87 Sportsman at Land of Legends Raceway this year. We're going to step aside and take a break. Rsn Trackside special edition of the Daytona 500 Watch Party continues in just a moment.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
We are back here at Daytona 500 Watch Party at Bill Gray's of Czekala. Come on out and join us. Marty Czekala alongside Steve Petty. Also doing a giveaway for a $25 Bill Gray's gift card. Must be present here to win with your name and phone number. Oh, we're doing 40. Okay. Oh, we're doing 4 of them. Okay.
Gary's saying 4 of them.
Gary's saying 4 of them. Okay. 4 $25 gift cards up for grabs. Must be present to win. We'll do the drawing between 6 to 6:30 p.m. Don't miss out on that. Also, come on out. We also have some nice specials from Beer to Wings. So come on out. Watch the Daytona 500 with us and give us your thoughts, whether you're here or watching on our Rock Sports Network Facebook page. Just wrapped up pit stops and just wrapped up Brad Sawyer coming on out. Thanks for definitely appreciate him coming on out and joining us for nearly the first quarter of this race as well. Should have Dalton Martin join us later on. He races a big block of Land of Legends. But pit stops just happened, and look who's lost the draft here, Steve. Ryan Blaney.
Blaney did lose the draft, and the high-speed chase is now underway, and they're going to catch Blaney before they get to turn 3 at the pace they are going right now with Chase Elliott up front. They just put Seabell down 1 to the counter here with about 15 to go here at the end of stage number 1. And since you're here filling out your stuff for your gift cards, you do pick up some schedules for the racetracks that I do announce at Ranceville Speedway and at the Lancaster Motorplex. We are coming back with the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour in August. And actually a cool shout-out for the NASCAR regional commercials that you see. There is a quick glimpse of Lancaster Victory Lane with Austin Beers.
I saw them. I'm like, hey, I know that track.
I was like, hey, I was standing right there.
Yes. Were you actually in the shot?
Not that one. I was just off, but I knew where I was.
They even showed big blocks too. I think they showed I think it was either STSS or Fonder, Utica, Rome, or even Delaware, Georgetown. I can't remember.
It's in there, but nope. Blaney caught Michael McDowell back at the back of the draft.
Both of them a lap down.
195 miles an hour going up against 160. You think you're going to win that argument every single time. Give it to the guys going 190.
Some people are saying that McDowell may have an issue in that 34. Look how much he's losing. He's stalled out there.
Stalled out big time.
So
Denny's got the second groove starting to go. We got the first 6, 7 are single file, and the Hendrick cars are all right there. Surprise, surprise, Rick Hendrick and his Hendrick Chevrolet boys up front at Daytona.
So checking to see here if I'm doing this correctly. I don't believe we have seen the top 26 pit just yet. I don't think anybody else is pitted outside of those. Outside of Blaney, Logano, Cindric, McDowell, Keselowski, Buescher amongst the notables. Hey, car insurance commercial.
No, I don't have that one.
I am right now 2 away from a bingo on two ends.
If I could say this bingo game is rigged, I'm going to say it now.
No.
It's rigged.
Let's explain our rows, by the way, while we were watching. So we're going to go from top to bottom for the rows.
Okay.
I have Busch Light commercial, which is already in. Accident in turn 4. Pit crew hit. 4 to win. Trouble turn 2. Second from the top. 10 Toyota commercials. Chevy engine problem. Accident in turn 1. The big one. 10 lead changes, which have we already seen 10 lead changes? I'm looking. We've seen 9. Okay. The middle one. Driver curses on radio. 4 tire change. Free space. Race starts on time. Overtime. Second from the bottom. Crash on pit road. Rain delay. Car out of fuel. Trouble turn 1. Car into the wall. Oh, I need to put that in. I haven't checked that yet. All right, final one. Auto insurance commercial. Multi-car crash. Denny Hamlin looks like something I can't say. I'm gonna substitute with that. Denny Hamlin says he beat your favorite driver. Rollover and victory margin under 5 seconds. Or actually, 5 seconds greater than anything else.
Okay.
What's yours?
All right, my bingo card from top to bottom. Row 1, Chevy engine problem, rain delay. Well, that one's not going to happen. It's blue skies and sunshine in Daytona right now. 10 cautions, yellow flag, which I had already, and then an accident in turn 1.
You can cross rain delay. No, we already had a rain delay.
Technically, yes, because the race got postponed today, so yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so thank you for that one.
No problem.
Row 2, pit road penalty. A.J. Allmendinger speeding, so there's that. A Ford win. Race shortened due to weather. The race started on time. Did the race start on time?
It did not.
So that
it was
one
supposed to start at 2:45 yesterday.
Yes, so no. And a blown engine. Row 3, the middle row, a flat tire. Lap leader is leading 60 laps.
Chevy's on pit road.
The free space. A pharmaceutical commercial, which that one we've been arguing about. Trouble turn 1. Fourth row, a Chevy win, a Ford tire change, a car into the wall, an air tighten on the track. Technically, that's already happened this morning.
Air tighten on the track?
Yes.
Where is that? Yeah, that counts.
That one counts because that happened this morning. Then a black flag. No one's gotten a black flag yet.
Nope, not yet.
Then my bottom row, a Toyota engine problem. Victory margin greater than 5 seconds. Like, really, do you think that's going to happen in Daytona? A Toyota win. Driver cursing on the radio. And then the big one.
Okay.
And right now, I am still all over the place.
Toyotas are in trouble. McDowell just said on the radio, we're in big trouble, guys. So our big bet segment, do not cash my Michael McDowell for top 5 plus 400.
Ooh.
Which would have been $10 of Monopoly money to win 50.
Ooh.
So, Kelvin, you're lucky. He's got Noah Gragson for a top 5. And
I have Noah in my garage right now in my fantasy.
He is right now leading. I bet you Kelvin's uncle is excited.
Probably.
Because every time there's a story that's Noah Gragson related, he gets excited.
Separate is I like that hire that Tony did to bring Noah in.
That was a good win. So.
Because Tony is all about second chances, and he's also about bringing true racers into that organization. He did that with Ryan Preece, gave him the second chance.
Absolutely.
And now the following year, bringing in Noah Gragson.
Absolutely. We actually got some fans here with us watching the race alongside us. They're actually watching on the same TV we are. You guys having fun? They're nodding yes. They're enjoying it right now.
Yes, enjoying the food, enjoying the cold beverages, and come on out if you're in the area. We're here at Bill Gray's Taproom in Czekala.
So right now it is Gragson, Gilliland, Barry, Haley, and Reagan and Preece. They have yet to pit, though. So when this cycles through, Kyle Busch will be the leader alongside William Byron, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, and Kyle Larson. Now remember, at the end of this stage, we have 7 laps to go in stage 1. The top 10 will be awarded points in the regular season. So that's something to keep in mind.
Seabell, the second car in that lead draft, but Seabell is still down 1 lap to the leader.
When our
so it hasn't fully cycled through yet.
Once everything cycles through, if I were to guess, I would guess that probably Christopher Bell or maybe even Ryan Blaney on the lead would be the free pass go on the lead lap here. Folks, Dalton Martin will be on in just a moment. He has just arrived on our green table.
Instead of the green room, we have a green table.
Yes, we don't have a green room, green table. We don't have the funds to get a private room.
No, but the walls are green, so that kind of helps.
Yeah, we'll take that. It's not bad. So,
nearing the end of stage 1, pit road does close at 2 to go in
they're
the
gonna
stages.
pit here. Hearing they're going to pit here.
They're either pitting now or they're not pitting at all, and they're all coming.
Whoa, Bell's gonna stay. I believe he already pitted. So that's Gragson, Gilliland, and Barry. So Justin Haley will be the leader, but I believe he's all by himself. How about the Rick Ware cars in Speed Weeks? They've been impressive. We saw Riley Herbst up in front. Justin Haley was near the front. A lot of these small cars were big storylines in Duel 2. Heck, B.J. McLeod was battling for the lead, and unfortunately he did not make the race, but he was battling for the lead at times.
He was battling up front, and Let me remind you, Rick, where Racing has the technical alliance with Stuart Haas.
Yes, they do. Wait, I thought it was RFK.
Stuart Haas.
Okay. So we've yet to see Reagan and Priest, and would assume they're coming in this time as we're coming to 4 to go in the stage. I need, nope, another lap. Do you think they're going to go as late as possible and then take field only and then maybe come out as the leaders to begin stage 2 possibly? Is that what they're trying?
They're going to try to. That's probably what they're thinking, that they should be able to do it. But the problem is.
Remember, the pits closed with 2 to go, so they would have to come in. I would assume this lap because the leaders are going to pass them before they cross the start-finish line.
I was going to say,
so they're going to come in this lap.
And they're coming now. It's 5 seconds back to that next strap being led by Kyle Busch and company. So the Chevys are coming in a hurry.
So who makes the first move amongst the bow ties? Kyle Busch right now is in a sucker hole for that playoff point. Up now. Wait, no, those are the Fords. And look how they've stacked up. My, that's. Ooh, John, I don't even check. The top 2 is staying out again. Are they going to try and stretch it?
They might try to stretch it.
Those Chevys are coming in way too fast.
And they're both moving
They're letting
up
them go.
letting them go. That's a smart move, boys.
So KFB is leading this one. Remember, Priest was involved in that wreck as well in the first caution. So nice to see him make a recovery, and he never even hit that inside safer barrier. So right now, it's 7 Chevrolets, followed by 3 Toyotas. The first Toyota is Bubba in 8th. Bubba, one of the drivers I believed was an underdog coming on in. I think as of last Tuesday before all the activities began, he was 18-1. His odds have definitely improved. Right now, he's actually still 18-1 to win the 500. Denny Hamlin is now the new favorite at 6-1, followed by Logano 7-1, Busch 8-1, Elliott 9-1. And now Logano just went to 7-1. All right, moves are being made. Wow, Byron just got left out alone.
Yeah.
And that hole may close. Chastain's got to run. Elliott's got to run. Kyle Busch just got left out, and the scanners are going to be filled with expletives.
And the hole got too big for Byron. That could have been an easy Hendrick 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yes. Chastain now up to 4. Now he's going for 3rd on Bowman with the side draft. I don't think Larson's going to make a move. I think Elliott's going to get the playoff point. He's not going to have the suck up.
Now we'll see. He's gotten the push coming from Ross.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. He's got something.
Larson's got him.
Oh, wait a second. Chastain's got the bump draft. Elliott's got it. Nice ending. Elliott, Larson, Chastain, Byron, Bowman, Busch, Hamlin, Bubba, Truex, and Suarez. Stage 1 is done. Yellow flag is back out. We're going to go to break. The D-Train, Dalton Martin, joining us next in the Daytona 500 watch party on Rock Sports Network.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
We are back here at Bill Gray's in Czekala for the Daytona 500 watch party on Rock Sports Network. Marty Czekala alongside Steve Petty, joined with another driver. Races the 132 big block at Land of Legends Raceway. I don't have a train sound effect like Steve-O does. I am sorry. But
perfectly fine.
The D-Train, choo-choo, Dalton Martin joins us. Thanks for joining us, man. You're not too far from here. You're a couple minutes out. So.
Yeah, not far at all. Work and home. So I appreciate you guys having me on. When you reached out, I thought it'd be really cool to come sit down with you guys and talk some racing.
I know you've been texting me from time to time when we do our high school hockey games at Scottsville. You're like, when are you going to be at Scottsville again? I live like legit 30 seconds from here. But instead, we're here in North Czekala. I knew it wasn't too far, so we had to bring you out.
Yeah, for sure. Hockey's a pretty big hobby of mine. I play a little men's league, not very good, but enjoy the the sport, enjoy the game. So I've always wanted to catch one of the high school games over there, but finding time to make it happen always fall a little short on that aspect.
So how's this winter been for you so far?
It's been busy. Work's been busy. I got 2 young kids, so that takes up a lot of time. Been trying to enjoy that and kind of unwind. The rookie year in the big block went well for us. We were happy with it, but it put a strain on us time-wise, and took a lot of time to get the car where we needed it to be. So try to just enjoy this off season to after being a little burnt out, and it's going to be another long year this year. So try to get ready for everything this year and get ready to go.
Steve?
Moving up into the big blocks for you, how much of a learning curve was it to go from the sportsman to the big block?
You see some guys that, I would say probably have better success in the sportsman, probably more talent, do it a lot more. You see them struggling it, so there's going to be a learning curve there. I didn't realize how steep of a learning curve. Some of the things that we tried in the sport, that we did in the sportsman that we knew worked. We had speed with, we thought we could, maybe we could use this in the big block. And I think it was our 3rd race out. We put one of our sportsman setups in. I think it was a setup that we won with at Canandaigua in the sportsman. And we're like, let's try it. We've struggled, can't really find a balance. And it was the worst car I drove all year. It was terrible. And we took a step back, and, we had some people helping us. Kevin Root at SJP was big to help us, with springs and some shock stuff. So he had us pointing in the right direction. I know Alden Payne helped us in the middle of the year, tried to, try some things and find some things with the big block. But we started getting there. When the track's got some bite in it, I think we got some speed. When it slicks off, I think I got to learn how to drive the car. I think there's a lot of things you have to do that haven't learned yet. But it was definitely a huge step and struggled to kind of figure it out. But I think we're getting there. A lot of it's time. Running one night a week hurts us, but that's all really time allows. So some of it's just going to be seat time in the car.
Well, you did, though, gather Rookie of the Year, one of the 3 Rookie of the Years that Land of Legends had. So now you get to take those stripes off, finishing 11th in points. And you did pick up a couple of heat wins this year as well. I know whenever our wireless camera guy, Mikey, when I was filling in for Doug, him and I were always normally next to your crew guys watching the heat races, and they were always pumped up.
Yeah. So the heat races, obviously it helps with the handicapping. But normally in the heat race, we'd have a little bite in the track and felt like the car worked very, very well. Definitely cool to win some heat races, but obviously we're looking for a feature win. So that's the goal for this year. We're change shocks. We got a different car this year. We're going to do some things a little bit different. Hopefully get our slick stuff a little bit better, because that's where, I mean, you look at Matt Shepard, all the big guys, when it gets slick, they're the best of the best. So I'm not saying we're going to run with those, but, you know, find a little bit of speed when it's slick and hopefully maybe steal one this year. That's the goal.
I mean, with the amount of first-time winners we had in the big block features this year, more than ever, I believe it is. In fact, look at this correctly. Top 6 drivers didn't even win a race this year. So with all the first-time winners, what does that say about the full roster here at Land of Legends?
You know, I think a lot of the guys that do race there that, you know, might not be the big names don't get the credit they probably deserve for how stout that field is. You know, the past 2 weeks, you know, down at Sunshine Swing and then at Volusia, you know, I thought constantly when you look, there was Land of Legends guys either running in the top 10, running up front. Obviously, I'm biased because, you know, we run there and we get to race with those guys weekly. But it's a stout field. I mean, there's numerous Hall of Famers in the field. Very good young guys. You look at Zach and Alex Payne, you know, 2 young guys. Zach, when he makes the step full time. I mean, there's a lot of talent there. It's a tough field. You know, even some of us guys that, you know, don't run up as front as often, I still think there's a lot of talent there and a lot of good guys. It's tough to go there and you know, run up front with that field and that track. It's not easy just to show up and, you know, run well there.
I mean, I know you and I are biased with this too, but I mean, that's the best racing in dirt car Northeast right now.
I think so. And then we got, you know, sounds like Maddie's coming to run there full time this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'd like to see if that entices Shepard to run there all year. I mean, the only way you get better is racing with the best of the best, and so if you get to race with those guys weekly, I think that'd be pretty awesome.
I have a feeling Steve was going to ask you about Maddie.
That was gonna be my next question. What was going through your mind when you saw the post on socials that Money Matt's calling Canandaigua home on Saturday nights?
You know, I like it. I think it puts more eyes on the track, which is good for the track, good for everyone there. I mean, it's going to make it tougher. There's no question about that. But in the same aspect, you're already racing some of the best there, so adding one more, I mean, yeah, it makes it more difficult. But the only way you get better is racing the best of the best. That's why we ran a sportsman there, because it had some of the best sportsmen around. So that's how we felt we were going to get better, was the race there. And we're closer to Genesee, and nothing against there. It's just we wanted to race against, you know, the guys at Canandaigua because we thought they were the best. So it's only one way to test yourself is to get to race those guys. I mean, we've ran a couple Super Dirt Series races and not qualified, and it's frustrating, but you get to measure yourself and you get to keep trying to plug away and get faster so you can make those races and hopefully build speed. So hopefully with having even some more big-name guys there, it'll create that on a weekly basis, and we'll just keep getting better.
Now we asked Brad after his novice sportsman win he had last year, or the new legend sportsman win, where he did with the checkered flag. You obviously do have a win in sportsman. I believe it was the Dirt Car Sportsman Series win, the touring win there.
So I don't think it was actual dirt. When we went there, it was funny because we joked that night that we thought it was a dirt car race, and then I think it was because it was like draw, redraw. We thought it was a series race, and I guess it turned out not to be, but we were happy because it was towards the end of the year, and it didn't cost us in handicap with a win, so we made out real well on it for the season.
What have you done with the checkered flag? Where's it hanging?
So I have one checkered flag from the Fair Enduro that I got, and that one went to my daughter, and then when we won in the Sportsman, that one went to my son. So they each have a flag, so I don't have one. They get to have them, so hopefully the big block one, that'll be mine to keep.
Awesome. Steve?
Running a big block at Canandaigua takes a lot of sponsorship and a lot of marketing partners to help you out. Who does help you out?
So the George Properties, our Uncle Joe, he without him, the big block would have never came to fruition. He was very pivotal in helping us get there. So the George Properties is huge. Nashville's has been on board with me for numerous years now. Jeff's always stood behind me, loves the racing deal. We got a couple more sponsors we're finalizing now. Outlaw Barbecue we had last year. They're coming back this year. Mighty Auto Parts hopped on last year, and they were huge for all of our solvents, oils. They helped us out at the end of they helped us out at the start of the year, and at the end of the year they came through again and helped us out even more. So those guys were huge in making it all happen. We got some more that we're working on right now, trying to finalize for this year. But without any of those guys, none of it would be possible.
So how easy is it for you now to go into a marketing meeting with somebody and show them footage of you running at Canandaigua with all the live streaming? Does that help you gain more sponsorships for the car?
I think it does, but it's still hard for me to go to someone, and I'm learning it better. My dad really helps me with it. He's huge on the marketing side of things, helping me. I still struggle with having to go and be like, hey, can we get money to go race? It's hard for me to ask that, but my dad does a really good job with it. He's huge on that aspect and handles pretty much all that for me. I'm still involved with it. But then, it's nice, Steve does a package for us. We did it last year. We're going to reuse it this year just because we normally do it every other year, but doing some packages to help with the marketing. The Land of Legends TV thing is huge for some of our sponsors. They love the idea of the amount of people that get to see us weekly. And then luckily, we can show them races with the Land of Legends TV app with like the archives, because it does seem like we get a ton of TV time. So that it definitely helps, be able to prove the point that you're going to get good exposure and, your name's going to be out there. So, but it's still sometimes tough to have to go in there and, ask for money in essence from someone, because you got to show them, how they're going to get a return on it and, make it worth their while. And at the end of the year, I always struggled, like, did I make sure they got enough exposure? Did they get their money out of it? Because it's a partnership, and I want them to be happy at the end of the day.
Yep. So stage 2 underway, and we got a checkup on the low line. They just nearly wrecked and were 3x3. What did you think of stage 1?
I didn't get to watch much of it. I had to work till 5, and then I headed here, so I didn't get to watch a ton of it. But it looks like most of the cars are running, so I'm gonna guess it went pretty well.
In case I don't know if you had any of these in your garage if you play NASCAR fantasy, but 3 drivers are out. Kaz Grala, Carson Hosfar, and Harrison Burton. There was a wreck on, I think, lap 6.
Well, they made it as long as the truck race then.
Ooh.
I watched that Friday night. Obviously wanted to see how, Stuart Friesen
was doing.
That was tough to watch, and then the ARCA race felt like more of the same, where just guys were impatient and just tearing stuff up.
I was not a fan of it one bit, I got to admit. And we were telling Brett, did you stay up late to watch the ARCA race too? Or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what'd you think of Andy J's quote?
Oh, I loved it. I was hoping that he'd have a shot there at the end.
Yeah.
Definitely disappointing how it ended, I feel, for obviously all the teams, but I know they're a smaller team that puts a ton into it, and it was hard to watch them guys destroy a car. I mean, multiple guys, but I was hoping they could at least pull out a top 3 or have a shot at winning it against some of the big teams that run ARCA weekly.
Yeah, I told some of my friends this, but think about this: we had 3 Western New Yorkers in this race. Obviously, Andy J. But Steve Lewis Jr., who races a dirt car 358 at Ransomville, and then also Patrick Emmerling, who runs an asphalt modified. Think about this. They beat a 2-time IndyCar winner and a 3-time V8 Supercars champion. Who's the real GOAT?
Right.
And might I also add in former Syracuse Pro Stock winner Sean Corr.
Oh, yeah, Sean Corr, too. Forgot about him. Isn't he more of a Central Eastern New York guy?
Yeah, he was Central Eastern New York, but Sean still ran Pro Stock, so he came out here this way. And won. So I still count him as one of our locals.
Okay.
We'll still claim him.
Yeah.
I claim Sean.
We'll still claim him, yeah.
He's a transplant now, but I still count him.
All right, we're working lap 76. Joey Logano leading the Daytona 500. We're going to step aside and go to break. Stay with us for the Daytona 500 watch party on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
Back here on Rock Sports Network for the Daytona 500 watch party. We're at Bill Gray's in Czekala. Come out and join us and say hello. We have food and drink specials as well as a giveaway for $25 Bill Gray's gift certificates up for grabs. Just fill out a form here next to us with your name and phone number. Must be present to win. We'll do the giveaway. Actually, we'll be doing the giveaway in just a little bit here, sometime between 6 to 6:30. I'm Marty Czekala. He's Steve Petty. We got Dalton Martin, who races the 132 big block at Land of Legends Raceway, all with you here throughout stage number 2. Right now, we've got Joey Logano leading on lap 80. Justin Haley, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece round out the top 5. Checking in on some of you. Brockton tuned in, saying what's up. Kelvin's tuned in, my co-host on Rsn Trackside every Wednesday night. And he says they were 3 wide in stage 2. Now we're single file. Did they not learn in the first stage?
They got to learn from their mistakes, my friend.
Let's say, did we not learn in the truck race, too? Hey,
Anarcha.
Yes, Anarcha. Hey, speaking of which, too, haven't even mentioned this yet. We have the Xfinity Series race tonight as well. Was supposed to start at 11 a.m. this morning, but now moved back to 9 o'clock tonight because of consistent rain. Unfortunately, we won't be doing a watch party for that. But that should be a good race. You know, that race always gets crazy in the end, the Xfinity Series.
Especially under the lights. I don't know, something about when they put them under the lights, those guys just go crazy.
Yeah. That's just something you just never know what is going to happen in the Xfinity race. Austin Hill looking for another win. Somehow in the last 2 races, he's just come up picture perfect, right place, right time.
Well, at Daytona, you got to be lucky to be good, and you just got to be at the right place at the right time and lead just enough to get to the line.
Exactly. Or the last 2 races, just got to be the right time when NASCAR throws a caution out.
That's also true. So,
Keith Jones, who is a big Ross Chastain fan, says the Busch Light wrap looks fire with the #1 Crow Horn. I love the Ross Chastain deal, although I'm still waiting for Busch Light to come out with a watermelon flavor.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, so
I feel like they kind of have to, don't they? Like,
I feel like they have. There's got to be. I mean, Wendy's is coming out with something watermelon flavored. I don't know what it is. Your mom may know, Steve. I don't know, though.
I've been sworn to secrecy.
Fair enough.
Let's see. Last year they had the Busch apple. Then they went to the Busch peach. So next year the
Busch watermelon?
Logical
I
thing
think
is
they
Busch
could do
watermelon.
that. It's normally a summer thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I know I was at the All-Star race in Bristol in 2020, and they had the Busch Light apple car in Harvick. So Bubba's giving Gillen a pretty good push. Now, if we did predictions before the weekend, or I'm sorry, if we did predictions just coming into today and thinking about, you know, qualifying and duels and the practice session, my pick would actually be Bubba to win. What about you guys?
I don't know if I can predict it. It's such a crapshoot, I feel like.
Yeah. It is Daytona for you.
You just don't know. You know, someone gets caught up in a wreck. I feel like we're watching the truck race, like top guys getting taken out early in the race. And
Steve, what about you?
I have in my heart who I want to win because, of course, I'm pulling for the modified guys, so I'm pulling for Price. And then if I want to throw my dirt side into it, yeah, I got to go Larson and Seabell. But my head right now, it is hard to get around that 22 car who's leading right now.
Logano, remember, started from pole position in this one. Update 2 on Michael McDowell. You know how we've been talking about his car has been really slow? He's been having some worse issues, like whether it be he's either losing a cylinder. We did get reported at one point he had high voltage and lost power. He has made some adjustments in the race car and has come to life, but 4 laps down. He's going to have to hope for 15 overtimes or something to get back in this one.
And then don't forget he'd have to be the first car a lap down and get the free passes in order for that to happen.
So we are coming to 45 to go in the stage. Dalton, as you've known for the past few years, that the drivers have normally pitted with about 35, 40 to go in the stage. Then that way they don't have to worry about their pit stop. But in stage 1, we saw a lot of drivers, obviously with the first caution in mind, decide to wait until 10, 15 laps to go. What do you think happens here in stage 2?
I think we'll see. I think you wait till a little bit longer than 35, see if you get a caution to kind of take that out of the equation. But I think it's also if teams are working together to say, hey, let's pit at this point. I think it depends on what they're talking about up, spotters, crew chiefs, if they're working together, like, hey, let's pit early. So I think it depends on team strategy and if teams are working together or, guys are kind of flying solo.
Absolutely. So, and apparently McDowell as well has caught Jimmy Johnson, and the two will draft together. And now McDowell says his electrical issues are back and he's lost speed. So, right now we've got another Toyota ad. I've lost track of how many Toyota commercials have gone because I have the 10 Toyota ads. Hey, do one of us have a Ford engine problem on our bingo sheets tonight or no? I don't think so.
No, I only have Toyota and Chevy.
You have Toyota and Chevy? Okay. I just have Chevy, so that will not be the case right now unless we see somebody blow an engine like, I hope it doesn't happen, but Anthony Alfredo. So we will see. But I don't know if you saw as well, this place is packed still on a Monday. It looks like a sold-out crowd again.
It does.
Yeah, so I don't know if the factor came into it as well, that, if you have a Saturday Xfinity ticket, you have access to the Daytona 500 just in a seat that has to be completely vacant. But that was great to see.
I feel like it would make sense for him to do that just from, the look standpoint of having the stands full. And the same token, too, though, we talked about it at work today. Like, if you're going to go down there, weather's a factor. We're talking about Florida in February. Like, you almost plan ahead and be like, well, I'll stay till Monday just in case.
Yeah, for sure. So, sounds like Bubba has moved to the outside lane and ditching Todd Gilliland. Now, keep in mind, drafting partners will be key in the final lap. So, if those two happen to be battling for the win, I think you're going to see maybe some ditching going on, possibly.
Well, probably. And let's also fact that Gilliland's in a Ford and Bubba's in a Toyota. So you have your manufacturer orders.
Yep.
And then you'll have your team orders. Push comes to shove last lap of the race. No offense, if I'm driving, I'm going to be as selfish as can be. I'm going for a win for me.
Yeah. Race car drivers, though, have longer memories than elephants.
Well, I think you saw it in the ARCA race where I think there was a team order for them on the restart, and the kid didn't have the heart in him to let him go and went for the win. I mean, when you're in that position, as a driver, I get it. That's your job, your boss is telling you, but that's kind of hard to just pull over and let someone go ahead. You're going for a win. That's all you care about.
I felt bad for Jake Finch, and I know he's in a Venarini car. I know a lot of people don't want to see Venarini win because they're the big team. They're too good in ARCA. But the thing is, let's remember who his dad is. That's James Finch, who owned the Phoenix Racing team, that Mikasuki team back in the mid to late 2000s. And we all know they had their big success when Keselowski won at Dega in 09 with them. So, but just to see another generation of the Finches back in motorsports, that's pretty cool. And, of course, Finch has had some success on the late model side of things, too. So,
well, don't forget Kurt Busch drove for them, too.
He did. 2012.
To a very successful season for Kurt.
At the peak, though, of the bad blood.
Yeah.
So, the truck race, though, Nick Sanchez as well was able to score the win. And that was well-deserved because we all remember he had the best truck in Texas 1 year ago, and then obviously was involved in that accident with Zane Smith, leading to Carson Hocevar scoring his first truck win. And but Sanchez, well-deserved win. I felt bad for Roger, though, because, he's been a development story in the making since he was in high school. But good for Nick, though. So now we're back to double file racing.
I was going to say not a bad 2023 for Team Penske.
Yes.
Winning Indy for the 500, winning the 600 with Brian Blaney the same day.
Uh-huh.
Then winning the Cup Championship with Blaney, and then Rolex 24, and then Joey on the pole for the 500. And then not a bad few months.
Yeah. NASCAR right now, I believe 3, if not maybe 4 trends in the top 10 on X. Daytona 500 number 1, Bushtona 500 number 2, NASCAR at number 6, and Brad at number 10 for Keselowski. Chase Elliott not far behind at number 11, Stage 1 number 14, Harrison Burton 15, and Crank It Up number 19. I don't even think we've had a Crank It Up yet.
They had one, and it was on pit road.
True. True, I'll give you that. So, and we've got a new leader. Todd Gilliland with a push from Martin Truex Jr.
Well, so there's your 10th lead change of the day.
No, I already had it from the pit stops. Yeah, so. How about this front row team, though, Dalton? They have shown some really good strength with McDowell since the next gen. And now we heard the news last week, and we talked about it with Brad, too, that front row is now a Tier 114.
They've definitely had, strong, I think McDowell's a really good driver, obviously helped them build that program up. So we'll see,
So right now, 29 of 65 in the stage. The low side's going to have an advantage here. Toyota is coming with Truex and Reddick. We are not even through the halfway portion of this one yet. Working lap 94, coming to 95, I believe. 106 to go. Average speed currently 156 miles an hour. Last time out, these guys are running 189. Your free pass driver right now is Jimmy Johnson, but he's 4 laps down. Make it 3 laps down as far as what my timing has. Something crazy to think about, too. Denny Hamlin right now is 34th. He's normally one of those drivers to be running in the front, if not near the front.
Oh, remember, it's still a long race, and
Yes.
you just got to take your time and slowly work your way back up through. You don't want to wreck the car too early, or you'll be out to lunch in the 3rd stage.
Some of those drivers do like to be patient, not even care for stage points. Heck, the Beard Motorsports 62, they only race on super speedways. Anthony Alfredo, though, currently in 19th. So, all right, we're working on lap 95. Why don't we take a break here right now as Fox is about to approach commercial. Should have pit stops in just a moment, so stay with us. The Daytona 500 watch party on Rsn Trackside.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help. But what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
Daddy had surgery and his pain was put to ease.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
We're back here at Bill Gray's Czekala watching the Daytona 500. Just announced our first winner as we're currently in the midst of doing giveaways for the Bill Gray's gift cards. Marty, our first winner here, and I believe he is sitting next to us. Congratulations. You enjoying the race? Kyle Busch fan? All right. We'll see. 20th try. We will see what happens. So, again, if you are at Bill Gray, if you are watching the Daytona 500 and in the Rochester area, come on out and watch it with Rsn Trackside. Continuing these giveaways, also specials on wings and beer for the Daytona 500. So, folks, we are approaching the halfway point. Remember when the Daytona 500 used to have that special halfway bonus where if you were leading, you had a special money purse?
Yep.
They need to do that again. I think the last time was, 2012. Martin Truex Jr. won the bonus.
Give them something to race for.
Exactly.
I get stage points and stuff like that, but I feel like this is a race. If you're a driver, you could really probably care less about stage points, and you're just trying to set yourself up for winning.
Speaking of money, this was pretty cool to see throughout the weekend. NASCAR shared it on social media. I don't know if this was actually true, but this is reported to be the largest purse in motorsports history. Over $28 million. That's insane.
That is crazy.
That's some big money.
Not $28 million to win, but just $28 million purse. I know NASCAR can't report on how much money each driver wins, but that is a giant purse to be racing for. So 30 to go in stage 2. Should be approaching pit stops in about the next 10 laps or so. But
oh, speaking of big money races, how about shout out to the Gerald Harris Memorial at Canandaigua winning a promotional
congratulations
race down at RPW in Daytona this week. So
that was awesome. I know Justin, Nick Guerry, Jared Harris, they all put a lot of good work on that, as well as Paul Cole. And they even went up against huge events like the Eldora Million.
They did.
That's a big win for Land of Legends.
It's an awesome, we ran it, on the sportsman side of things the past couple of years. And, when we moved up, that was one of the races we circled as, I don't want to say our biggest race, but to us, that was the biggest race of the year was that race. And our only goal was just to make it, and qualify for it. And we had a blast. And I mean, they take super good care of us, from the purse to, there's money for the heats, lap money, everything. Those guys do a ton of work to put that show on for us, and it was awesome to be a part of it.
Absolutely. They're showing right now the spotters that are in the stand, and apparently, if I saw correctly on Twitter, I think about half of them lost their hats.
They probably did, especially when the Thunderbirds were flying overhead.
Yeah, probably. So, looking at the lap leaders here as we are past the halfway point in this one. Joey Logano's led the most laps at 27. Christopher Bell has led 22. Chase Elliott, 13. Todd Gilliland, 10. 13 different leaders in this one, and still 3 drivers out of the race. Czekala, Harrison Burton, Carson Hosvar, who were involved in the first yellow flag on lap 4. Or check that, lap 6.
Still shocking with all the success that Brad Keselowski has on super speedways. He does not have a Harley J. Earl trophy.
Exactly. But, you know, with the way RFK racing has improved since Keselowski took a big stake in the Roush team, they've improved. I mean, they finished 1-2 last time the series was at Daytona. Buescher won, Keselowski second.
Don, you were talking earlier how you'd go to Kevin or if you had any, and a couple other drivers. Like, how easy is it for you guys to go talk and say, hey, can you figure this out and try to help you get better?
I think it's really easy. You know, you can go up to SJP, ask any question you want, and you know, we've had them scale our car, we've had them rebuild part, you know, drop part, whatever we've asked of them, they've done up at SJP, and you know, Kevin's brought stuff home, so I can grab it from his house, so I don't have to drive all the way out to SJP. I truly feel they do a great job of, you know, trying to help guys out. I've asked questions, and you know, some of it's generic because, you know, everyone drives differently, and something that might work for, you know, him doesn't work for me. But I've always gotten an answer from him or from Scotty as far as, you know, try this, do that, and a lot of it's trial and error. But you know, I've never gone there and felt like, yeah, he didn't give me good info, or, you know, I don't know if it's really what I've always felt it was genuine, good info, and you know, it's worked for us. Before we went to Super Dirt Week, we actually took the car up to them and had Scotty go through it, scale it, set it up. And you know, we went there, never being there before. We timed well, had a little issue on the heat night, and almost made it in the show. But I think it was because, you know, we had Scotty go through his setup, and you know, he's been there, they've raced there, he knows it. You know, and gave us a fighting chance going there with no notebook, no notes, anything. So I think it's pretty easy. Especially we've been going to Speed Connection and Eldon and Alex Payne this year. We've got one of Alex's old cars. And it's the same deal. You know, Eldon's been a huge help this year getting some stuff squared away. We've made a shock change to Bilstein's coming from those guys. So another, you know, we spent Dirt Week. We weren't racing. You know, we were up there with those guys, and I think we spent an hour one night just smashing shocks because it was raining. We knew we weren't getting on the track. You know, just learning stuff, playing around, just kind of killing time. But, you know, no hiding anything, no, you know, trying to withhold it. Just whatever you need, let us know. You got questions, ask. I feel like sometimes that probably doesn't get looked at that way, that people are like, but I don't think there's ever been anyone in the pits that I've asked, like, hey, we're thinking this, or, you know, we're kind of lost here. What should we do? I don't think anyone's ever steered me in the wrong direction or told me, yeah, I figured it out on your own. Everyone's always been super helpful. You know, even when we were on Sportsman, when we first got into Sportsman, we've always had people open to say, here, try this, try that. You know, we've tried to do the same with guys that have asked us questions. My nephew's going to be running a novice Sportsman this year, so my brother-in-law's been, you know, hey, what do we do with this? What do we do with that? And, you know, try to steer him in the right direction of just start with this, put something basic, you know, let's get him laps, and, you know, try to pass it on the same aspect.
So the lights are on now at Daytona, from what I've seen on Twitter, and Kyle Busch has said the backstretch lights are not on. They may still be on emergency. I don't know if they're on emergency power or something. No, they can't be. But the backstretch is not on. A beautiful sunset. Somebody cue up Dean Reynolds. You know, I wonder. I'm going to look on Facebook right now. I wonder if he's posted.
I was going to say I'm waiting for the pick Sunsets and Racetrack.
We are waiting.
There, Dino.
We are waiting for the picture, Dean. So
no, they look like they're on. They're just not up to full. Because I remember when we were going to Florida the sun was always setting behind the backstretch of Daytona, so that's probably why Kyle doesn't think that the lights are on.
Yes. Again, if you are watching, let us know who you're rooting for. Good view count right now at the moment as we are approaching pit stops here in the next few laps or so.
Now, Dalton, I'm betting it's probably the easiest comparison. The Super Bowl for NASCAR is Daytona. Super Bowl for us in the Northeast has to be Super Dirt Week at Oswego.
Yeah, I'd agree. We've only got to, make an attempt to run it once. Not last year. So 2022, we tried it with the Sportsman. I never spent a lot of time. Like, I never went to Syracuse. I've gone to a couple dirt weeks, but never stayed like the whole week. And I don't think the weather was great for the week we're up there. I think it was pretty cold, but still, it's just the atmosphere. What that race means at the end of it. It's a blast. I mean, you have everyone there. You have, for the Sportsman, it was 100 cars trying to qualify. It's not easy. It's a lot of time, a lot of money, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, even not making the show, it was worth it because we had a blast all week. We spent Saturday, we pulled our old car out, brought the new car in, and started getting some pieces on it. And we were on Dirt Vision. There, with all the rain, there was nothing going on down in Florida. So we clicked on, I think it was the 96 race from Syracuse, and watched that while we were working in the garage. And wish I could have made it to a race at Syracuse, but.
All right, here they come. Wow, that's a lot of guys, and Logano carried a bunch of speed. That is all the Fords and Toyotas from the looks of it.
Not all
Most
of
them.
Blaney's still up front.
Yeah, no Chevys I don't see. Oh, we got a spin. I think, yep, Josh Berry. Coming on to pit road, guess what? Pit road hit. Or I don't know if there is a pit crew hit. Never mind that. But there is a crash on pit road.
Oh, Bubba stalled the car.
So I'm one away from a bingo. 10 Toyota ads. I don't know if we're going to hit that or not.
Well, you still have another about 6-7 commercial breaks left.
Well, I think I heard too fast centered on somebody. I'm checking. Ryan Priest. Sorry, Steve.
Priesty. Priest lightning a little too quick on that one.
So Barry got turned off of John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota. I don't know if Fox is going to show a replay or what.
But that's right. Priest might actually be lucked out here because some of the Chevys are coming eventually.
Yes.
So he may be able to catch a draft and not be too far behind.
Maybe get a free pass that would affect Jimmy. Kyle. Oh, is that Kyle? Nope, that's not. That was Alfredo. Did not get the memo.
And I am betting RP is probably having a few curse words saying on his radio right now.
Yes. How the you-know-what was I fast. Reaching another octave on the radio per Dustin Albino.
Hashtag modifieds mainly.
Yes.
How crazy would it be going 190 miles an hour in a big block?
I think it'd be ridiculous. I don't think they'd handle very well.
You would have like tunnel vision dealing with that. Although you probably go in a big block like probably 120, 130.
I think so. I've always, thought about putting, like a little GPS thing to see if you could get your
if
top
only we
speed.
could, yeah.
But I mean, I know you can put like a GPS thing on your phone and put in but you don't know if it's, accurate or true, and it's fast.
Yeah, we know it is fast.
It's fast.
You can definitely go faster in the race car than you can in the street car and get away with it.
Yep.
Chevys and Penske's all in. Pretty much Hendrick and Penske.
No, there's an alliance.
Yep.
And once again, a lot of just splash and goes just to get them.
Josh Sperry, if not the team radio, said that 42 is a, we'll just say dip. So.
Now, obviously, with Dalton, you don't really get two-way radios except for the 200 lapper. But how are you as a driver on a radio?
So we've never ran radios just because running the Sportsman up until this year, and then we didn't run any big shows. But there's probably a good thing that no one can hear what I say inside the car. We used to run a GoPro in the car, you know, and you go back and watch the footage, and we've had it like very close inside the car, and it's caught a couple choice words. So now I've made my dad move it outside the car so that anything I say can't really be heard. But there is times when you come in, you know, shut the car off, and you're yelling or screaming at somebody. But I am thankful that there is no communication in the car, because if any of that got recorded, I'd probably be in trouble.
And just to warn you, be careful what you say, because Greg Hickson is watching right now.
I don't ever think I'd be yelling at Greg. Maybe my crew guys, or maybe another driver, or myself. That's
Greg,
probably the most common, is yelling at myself, but not Greg.
Greg, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching, how many hot dogs have you had?
I'm going to go with 2.
You're going to go with 2?
I was going to say I'll go at least 2.
I'm going to go 3. So.
Well, you know you can come here and come hang out with us for a while.
Brad says apparently we are 30 seconds ahead of YouTube TV.
Oh, nice. So we're ahead of the game.
So you can actually watch this TV in the background instead of watching on this big screen. So.
Well, you just got to come down and watch here, and it fixes it.
Absolutely. Kyla and Corbin say that's my daddy. So they say hello. They are watching too.
Let's see what time it is. Oh, it's not late at all.
Got a good crowd here as well at Bill Gray's enjoying this Monday night. I know. Obviously, with a Monday night, not the big crowd. Obviously, Mother Nature, like she was in 2023, can be an SOB. But, hey, glad to see, though, some NASCAR fans come out here tonight, too.
Glad to see everybody here. It's a good Monday night, good atmosphere, good food, good brews.
And good to see a lot of people
and a good time watching the race.
Uh-oh, Greg says, I've never yelled at you, Dalton, have I? I've never seen it. I've never heard it on the radio either.
I don't think so.
He hasn't. Well, Greg has had no dogs in a week. Has the world frozen over or something? Has he traded his hot dogs for lobster rolls ever since I made that post about him at Super Dirt Week?
Yeah, but I do have to say, though, that lobster roll was pretty good, though, at Dirt Week.
That's what people told me.
I'm not going to lie, it was pretty good.
My favorite thing at Super Dirt Week was Super Dirt Week, obviously, there was a lot of things. Too many things at Super Dirt Week. I enjoyed the Mad Max mac and cheese.
Favorite track food?
Yeah, your favorite track food.
So when we raced at Genesee, there was like a wood-fired little brick oven pizza place that was behind the grandstands. That was always good. Humberstone had good poutine.
Oh, yeah. You got to get the poutine there.
Yeah, you got to get the poutine there.
Aside, it's hard because I won't eat much, like when we're racing. Dino's Dog Wagon, the chicken sandwich, that is the only pit side food that I'll get on a race night. That is probably my favorite. Whenever they're there, I get 2 chicken sandwiches before the night, and then I'm set for the night. Aside from that, I won't eat much on race nights. I normally eat when I get home or just eat the next day.
Whenever I'm with you at the racetrack, if they have the Finger Lakes barbecue, FLX barbecue truck, I am a huge fan of the cornbread they have.
They do have very good cornbread.
They haven't, especially when they drizzle like the maple syrup on top of it. And then I know it comes out hot. I like to put it in the fridge we have in the tower, let it wait a few minutes, and then coming out cold, and it's insanely good.
Yeah, it normally gets thrown up on, back of the trailer, and the hard part is then you get busy and forget about it, and then you feel like you just wasted it.
Yes. All right, we got Busch and Cindric for the lead, and it's 2x2. We had some lap traffic ahead. I'm going to assume that yellow car was McDowell.
Probably. And Mike Joy talking Kyle Busch being his 20th attempt at the 500.
I mentioned this earlier, and we actually had a Kyle Busch fan with us in here too. But it seems like RCR and 20, it just all comes together. Dale Earnhardt, 20 years, wins the Daytona 500. Austin Dillon wins the 500 20 years after Dale won it. Now we got Kyle Busch in his 20th attempt at an RCR race car.
I think he's got a good shot. He looks like he's, had speed throughout the first 2 stages.
As he said, he did lead mile marker 500 last year.
He did, but he didn't lead mile marker 530, which ended the race.
Exactly. So, looking at the odds, by the way, updated right now. Logano's the 4.5-1 favorite. Hamlin's 6.5-1. Kyle Busch 7-1. Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott each 9-1 right now. Ooh, man, that was tight for Cindric.
Austin Cindric trying to block 2 lanes.
You can't be doing that until the final lap.
It is too early to be blocking 2 lanes. And he'll get the shove from Blaney and regain the lead with 6 to go in stage 2.
So, Brad has a question for you, by the way, Dalton. What is the secret to turn 1 at Land of Legends?
I don't know if I figured it out yet. Maybe in the Sportsman, but the big block, I don't think I've really figured that out really that well.
Actually, that'd be the question for Greg Hickson. Greg Hickson, what's the secret to turn 1 at Canandaigua?
Greg's won at Land of Legends before in the 90s.
That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah.
What's the secret to turn 1 at Canandaigua?
So, coming to 5 to go here in the stage. Right now, the top 10, Cindric, Busch, Blaney, Byron, Suarez. Allmendinger's recovered well from that speeding penalty. He's now 5th to 6th. Buescher, Bell, Reddick, Keselowski, the top 10. I swear, with the way these guys are racing, something tells me that the big one's going to happen at the final lap of stage 2.
It's going to happen pretty quick, I think.
Like, it's crazy to see this, the lowest groove. They're not even right next to the yellow line. They're right in the middle groove.
Yep. Well, they're keeping all the RPMs up on the top shelf.
Yeah, big push by Blaney to give Cindric the lead.
That's why Larry runs in the Larry lane, and that's what caught up on Evolution.
That was a wild race, too, on Friday night.
What was your opinion on what happened at Evolution on Friday night with Larry and Brett?
I'm normally the other side of the thing. I'm normally the lap car getting lapped in that situation. So, it's tough because, when you see you're trying to hold your line, you're trying to stay out of the way. But if you've been running the top lap after lap, you don't want to go to the bottom because if you can't see behind you, next thing you know, you go to the bottom, you just wiped out his front end, put him in the wall, and now you look terrible. So you try to stay up there and stay out of the way, and, it's kind of on them. At Canandaigua, there's times where, we've been in that situation of getting lapped and try to, you see the flag, you try to lift, maybe give the guy, a little bit of an easier opportunity by and then go back to racing. But You know, I feel for Larry, though, because I think they had that race won, and I give him all the props in the world for how he drives the car. You know, he beats the hell out of it, doesn't care, just holds it wide, and, you know, I love it. I wish, you know, we could do it. We got to be a little bit more conservative because we can't afford to tear up that much stuff. But I really would have liked to see him snag a win down there and, you know, start the year off well. And obviously they got a lot of speed, and, you know, hopefully translate that up here to having a better year.
There was a third groove that we just saw was starting to be creative with Bell and Stenhouse, but they backed out of it because Gibbs, Berry, and is that Priest? Yeah. We're approaching. They're hugging the double yellow line. So pits are closed for stage 2. This is really tight.
That's the tightest part of the racetrack, is going through the tri-oval at Daytona.
Look at that sunset. Oh, Busch got wobbly from a bad Byron bump trot. Man, they are leaning on another. No Dino racetracks and sunsets yet.
I think he's running out of time.
Huge push by Byron to Busch.
Now, do you feel it when somebody shoves you with the chrome horn?
Yeah, we normally don't get a soft shove. You normally get...
You get pounded pretty good.
Shove. I can't remember what race it was this year, but we had a restart where we, you know, didn't fire, spun the tires, something, and that was the first time I had ever gotten hit hard in the big block, like from behind. And after you get hit, you were moving because it is a shot. And obviously, it, you know, kind of depends.
Oh, Blaney ditched Cindric. Tries the block. Yikes. That could have been bad. Blaney to the stage. Cindric, Suarez, Busch, Reddick, Byron, Wallace, Stenhouse, Allmendinger, and Buescher. That was your top 10. So stage 2 in the books. Let's step aside, go to break. Stay with us for the Daytona 500 watch party on Rsn Trackside.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
We're back with the Daytona 500 watch party on Rock Sports Network and Rsn Trackside special. We are at Bill Gray's in Czekala, so come out and join us. We've got food and beer specials here. I'm Marty Czekala. He's Steve Petty. That is the D-Train Dalton Martin. And look at this. Another round of beer. How about this? Make sure we cover that up. Here is we continue on. I don't know what we just saw in that weird Samsung Galaxy commercial they just showed. That was like Dude Perfect or something racing go-karts in Texas.
I was going to say it was Dude Perfect running go-karts around the quarter mile at Texas Motor Speedway, which I think, Scotty Hicks, we need to bring some of the go-karts from IndyCar to Canandaigua.
That would be fun. I mean, we have the training wheel races or the power wheel races. I was
going to say, we have power wheel races in Ransomville.
So,
we actually let them run on the full-on go-kart track this year. So that was actually kind of fun.
We were talking about the Busch Tona 500 that Busch Light's doing. This time it's, I think, was that VIP Experience to Trackhouse Motorplex? That's a go-kart track I want to go to. I've been to IndyCar, obviously. I want to go to the new RPM in Syracuse. I also want to go to Trackhouse.
I've been by Trackhouse, but every time we've gone down, it's like always rained. So every time we wanted to go, it rained.
Yeah.
So it looks fast.
So, let's see here. NASCAR actually has the top 3 trends now on Twitter. Daytona 500, Busch Tona 500, and now sweepstakes.
Very cool.
So, but 68 to go now. This has been a good one. And again, a reminder, we will be live Wednesday night with our normal Rsn Trackside recapping all there was for Speed Weeks, plus the Lattimore Power Rankings, Good, Bad, Ugly, and your best bets for Atlanta coming on up. Rsn Trackside, 7 p.m. every Wednesday night right here on Rock Sports Network. Let us know your thoughts on this race. Jeremy Perry.
Hey,
from
JP, good job.
Genesee checking on in. JP, thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate it. And so as we get set to go, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, your top 3 with pit stops approaching.
I was going to say, I also would count RFB being a regional guy. Of course, his grandfather, Lou, legendary modified driver at the Sharon Speedway in Ohio.
Pit stops approaching. 4 tires and fuel, I believe everyone's going to take here.
I was going to say, everybody will go 4 Goodyear Eagles and fill her up with Sunoco.
Since everyone's been on the same set of tires in this, 140 laps in. Yep, 4 tires. If you got that on your bingo card, put that down. 4 tire change.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to hit a bingo now. This is tough.
It's
You're on camera though.
It's one of those. Looking at my bingo card, I'm still, for the fact that the race did not start on time, it's killing me because I could get bingo 2 different ways.
Yes, absolutely. Why don't we step aside and go to break once again? Stage 3 coming up next. Stay with us on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
We're back here on Rock Sports Network, and as Fox is under break, we have something developing. Left front tire issue on Kyle Busch's race car.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Did someone not tighten up a lug properly? You have the flat tire, don't you?
I do have the flat tire.
Yeah, you've got the flat tire on your bingo.
I do. So that will go. So basically I need a wreck in turn 1.
Uh-huh. Here we go, right here. Look at this. That is not good one bit.
That's definitely flat because that's sparking.
Yeah. And that's a fresh tire, too.
That'll be the universal sign of...
No, that is... Yeah, that is a flat tire.
Yeah, that is a flat tire.
You know, he has issues with Goodyear, you know.
So I just need a race leader to lead 60 laps.
So there goes the wheel. And then the new one is on. Oh, they didn't tighten it.
Oh, it didn't tighten the one lug that's on the car.
That is why.
And, of course, if it's not on all the way, it'll lose pressure, and flat it goes.
Well, he'll stay on the lead lap, though.
Yep.
So good to have it happen now than under the green flag.
Yes.
So let me see if Kyle is saying anything.
I'm betting Radioactive's going to be entertaining this week.
Yes, it will on Tuesday on Race Hub. So he should be okay for the rest of this race. So if the wheel did detach, that would have been a penalty that he would have to serve under the green.
Yep. And crew chief would be suspended for the race in Atlanta.
Yes. So we've got Cindric and Wallace on the front row coming back to the green flag. And, oh, man, teammates. You got first two on the inside, 23-11. First two on the outside, Team Penske.
And what do you think of the choose rule for NASCAR for the restart?
I like it. I'd like to see something like that for us. I think it'd probably be tough because certain tracks are, bottom or top dominant. But there is times where, you're in a car and you want to be up top and, you'd give up a position, just go to the top. I've done it where I've tried to let guys go or, whatever, just so I could get up top. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I definitely think it would add something, I think you'd have to kind of try it, see how it works, but.
So not Kyle Busch, but Richard Childress to the pit crew. You two guys, get your heads out of your rear. No more effing up. Good old RC.
I could see RC saying that. Who I've met a couple of times.
And we did have a penalty, too, for David Reagan for playing outside the box. And Kyle Busch still believes that he can win this race, and his crew chief, Randall Burnett, says, we're going to. Stenhouse is up there, too. We haven't talked about him a lot today.
Just minding his own business, being in the right place at the right time. That's all you got to do.
Absolutely. Obviously, last time Chevys went back-to-back, you got to go back to 2013 and 2014.
And you'd have to go further than that. The last time a driver's gone back-to-back in the 500.
That was 2019 and 20.
That's true with Denny, yeah.
What do you think, Dalton? 3 wide, a little too early right now? Logano's trying it.
Yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, but if we go a couple laps like this, we might not even make it a lap like this.
Oh, man. Risky blocking going on. You know, Cindric and Blaney moved up to the outside so they can be with Logano. Wallace, Reddick, LaJoy now in the middle. Allmendinger first guy in the bottom.
This is like driving up 490 with no turn signal.
Yep. Or the complete opposite of going down I-81 in a traffic jam.
Yep.
Or driving through Philly, which you and I have been through before.
Yeah. That was a trip.
Yeah.
Word to the wise, never drive through Philadelphia during rush hour traffic. On a Friday. But, well, so far they're all minding their P's and Q's up there.
Not bad.
But sooner or later, push is going to come to shove, and all heck's going to break loose.
Yep.
Because it's go time.
Low line starting to fade out just a little bit. Should mention, too, that stage 2, by the way, was a caution-free stage. So we have only seen 3 yellows today. 3 yellows for a total of 15 green flag laps.
But only one true caution than the 2 stage breaks.
Don, I know a couple years ago, I think not this past season, but 2 seasons ago, of course, one of the big moments in the big block races at Land of Legends, that 5 wide at one point off for turn 4. What were your thoughts on that when you first saw that?
Someone wasn't using their head. But, I mean, it's easy to say that when you watch, and it's easy for us to give these guys a hard time for going 3 wide, we could say this early, but when you're in the car and it's tough when you see a lane and you think you can make the car fit. Like in our head, you need to fill that hole and you need to get in there and you need to, that's your opportunity to make it happen. And if it so happens that 2 guys get the same idea at the same time and next you're 3, 4, 5 wide, it can get a little a little hairy.
Chris Buescher now leading the high side.
How crazy would Victory Lane ceremony be if Corey LaJoy wins the 500?
Oh, boy. I don't know if he'd be stacking pennies. He'd be stacking more than pennies.
I was going to say, I think he'd be stacking Benjamins if
Corey
gets that Spire Motorsports car to Victory Lane tonight.
Oh, McDowell off the pace again. That looked really slow. Oh, now Truex and Reddick block the top. Allmendinger to the lead. And he's got his teammate Hemrick.
Colleague Racing 1-2.
And we know where Colleague is good at in the Xfinity Series. Super speedways. Of course, AJ had that remarkable moment. Obviously, everyone in the dirt community watched because there was no Super Dirt Week Sunday, which was his Charlotte Roval win. One of the feel-good moments of the season. Now you got Corey Lee in the middle. Am I even at 10 Toyota breaks yet?
I think now you're, at 8 or 9 now.
Okay.
You're getting close.
I tell you what, next one I see, I'm going to put down. I'm going to put my bing. I'm going to.
Next
Oh
one
wait, that's
you're
my
getting
bingo. That's my bingo. That's right.
Ah, crap. Then no, you're far off. Yeah.
So let's see here what
Dalton,
drivers
we
are
got
saying.
a long, grueling season up ahead here on the dirt circuit up here in the Northeast. How do you prepare to get ready for a grueling season like we're going to have from April through November?
I think for us it's a little bit easier, only running, mainly one night a week. Last year we tried to stick to just Canandaigua. We went to one race down at Outlaw and tried it. This year we're going to venture out a little more. But I think it's just, going through your equipment, making sure everything is dialed at the start of the year so you're starting with fresh stuff. You try to avoid any issues, problems, stuff like that. And, again, we don't race as much as some of the big teams, so I don't know how they prepare mentally. But I think, this winter, just, going months without even touching the car and not even just trying to enjoy some time away from it, because when you do get back to it, it is, a grind of multiple nights a week, your whole weekend, and just trying to kind of reset and, get ready for it is the best thing that I can say. The other thing, too, is, speed weeks here, down in Florida and stuff, and getting to watch the races. I haven't had a whole lot of interest in working on the car. I've kind of been enjoying taking the time off. And then as soon as you see race cars back on the track, you're like, yeah, I want my car done so I can go race as soon as it's time. So it's hard to say, but I think just kind of stepping back, going and doing stuff, it's easy for me to say because I got 2 young kids, go spend time with my kids, my wife, family, enjoy that portion of it. I just try to reset, getting ready for the season and make sure our stuff's all ready and prepared. We'll hopefully have our car pretty much done. I'd say by the weekend our car will be done and ready to go minus the wrap and try to be ahead of the game so we're not worrying last minute on, we're going to get this done. We got to do this. Just everything will be done, ready to go, and just kind of wait for the season to start.
Look who's back in the top 10, guys. Kyle Busch. After the flat tire, he is back in the hunt. How about David Reagan in 5th? Good for him. They're giving a sneak peek at the big one coming up here. So
That'll be the
is it coming?
That'll be the commentator's curse.
It'll be when it's coming.
Come back from commercial.
Hey, yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, well,
All
that's
right.
that's the announcer's jersey right there.
Yes, it is. Hey, Dalton, because I know you got to get going soon to hang out with your family. Before we let you go, where can people follow you on social and who you want to give shout-outs to from sponsors and crew and all that?
We post on Facebook. I try to every year get a little bit better at it. But Dalton Martin Racing on Facebook. We don't have a tentative schedule just yet for this year. We're still trying to work a couple things out. But we'll have that posted there, and then we'll have our weekly stuff posted as far as how we're doing, what we're doing, sponsors and such. So far this year, DeGeorge Properties has been huge. Speed Connection's been huge for us this year, getting us set up with some new stuff. Mighty Auto Parts, Nashville's, and Outlaw Barbecue have all gotten us squared away this year. We're hoping to finalize a couple more here in the next couple weeks. But without those guys, what we do is not possible. And, even going to the races and racing something else isn't possible without those guys. And, they're backing in partnership with us.
Awesome, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you taking some time out tonight to join us. I know not
Thanks
too
for
far
having
from
me.
the area. Can't wait to see how you perform this season.
Appreciate it, guys.
That's Dalton Martin, number 132. Big block at Land of Legends Raceway. Let's step aside. More of the Daytona 500 watch party in just a moment on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Grace.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
50 to go in the Daytona 500. We have completed 75% of this race. Corey LaJoie and Kyle Busch now battling for the lead. AJ Allmendinger has fallen outside of the top 10, and same with Daniel Hemrick. I don't know how far they went back. Looking here. All the way back to 20th for AJ. And Hemrick is 22nd. So that's really far back. So it's Corey LaJoie leading, and now Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch racing for second. Again, still got some time to make it out to Bill Gray's in Czekala for the ending of this one. Food and wing specials, wing and beer specials on tap. Hamlin with a slingshot engaged for the lead. Steve?
Well, not a surprise. 3-time winner of the 500, looking for his 4th in like 7 years. And Denny's becoming one of the best as super speedways, and he's right there, right place at the right time, but he's still got a long way to go before this one's said and done.
Is believe about one more pit stop left to go in this race. Window should be about 40 laps before this one ends.
And just as quick as Denny had the lead, KFB's like, yep, nope, I'm done. I'm going to take the lead back now. And he's got the Chevy Brigade with, look at Alex Bowman.
Wow, we have yet to talk about him today.
Bowman and Larson.
Larson in the hunt for stage 1.
That would save my fantasy night completely right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, I got Denny too, so I'm okay.
You had to put one in the garage immediately.
Actually, not really. I thought I had McDowell, but I did not pick Michael McDowell for this week.
Okay.
I had Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, and Blaney with Noah Gregson in my garage. Which I should have took Preece into my garage at the end of stage 2, but stupid me didn't turn my computer back on until after that. So, oh well, I'll suffer the consequences of week 1 of fantasy. They did do the preview before Fox went to commercial about the big one.
They did. Check it here. Wow. The odds have changed big time. Denny Hamlin, 2.5 to 1 to win this 500. Logano, 4 to 1. He's 9th. Kyle Busch, 7 to 1. He's 3rd. Ryan Blaney, 11 to 1. Same with Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. Hamlin, I think, edged out Busch to the line as we've got 45 to go. Again, for those wondering what has happened in the Daytona 500 so far, we have had a lap 5 crash of the tri-oval with Harrison Burton and Carson Hosevar, Kaz Gralla amongst the notables. A stage 3 free caution, too. And right now we've got 45 laps to go. A lot of drivers still in this one, Steve. Things stand 30 drivers on the lead lap.
And each and every one of them have a chance to win the 500 because you got to be at the right place at the right time and avoid the big one. And we all know the big one's coming. The question is, when's it going to happen? But right now, everybody's still holding their own. Denny will regain the lead there with 44 to go.
Another Busch Light ad.
We did not have 10 Busch Light ads in your...
I just had a Busch Light commercial. That was it.
Yeah. Well, you knew it was going to happen.
Yes. They are side by side right now, so we can still follow what's going on.
Yep. Inside line's losing some of its momentum in the draft. Top line is too, actually, but now they'll go parade formation 2 by 2, at least 15 rows deep. A beautifully prepared $1 million plus race cars. KFB back to the lead down the back straightaway at Daytona. Nope. As soon as they say that, Denny will retake the spot. Kyle Busch in a dogfight right now with Corey LaJoy. Just to remind everybody, the Xfinity race will happen at 9 o'clock tonight. So after the Cup race. They were supposed to run at 11 o'clock this morning, but more rain in the early morning at Daytona forced NASCAR to push the Xfinity race to after the 500. Which it'll be good to see, to look on the TV and look at pictures or whatnot and see how many fans stay.
Yeah.
For the Xfinity race tonight after the 500.
Because
it would be a long day.
Long day for sure.
To sit through 800 miles at Daytona.
But would be well worth it. Oh, somebody dropped out of line. Is that Ty or Riley? I would believe that's Ty because he doesn't have the... Oh, no, that is Riley, I think.
No, that's...
that's Riley. That's not a Toyota.
Now look at that alliance, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, who would have? Yeah, that's Riley Herbst.
But, well, what's the saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
Yeah, I think so. So, again, keep in mind we've yet to see the big one, and a lot of drivers still in this race. Look at that. How many different lead changes we have had. We've had 36 lead changes, 17 different leaders. Not really a big change amongst the lap leaders. Logano's led 27. Bell 22. Todd Gilliland 16. He's actually now led more laps today than he has in his entire Cup career, which was 11 entering today. Chase Elliott and Austin Cindric each have 13. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch each with 12. AJ Allmendinger and Denny Hamlin each with 9. And it's continuing to go up for Denny.
And no one close to 60.
Yes.
Can I get that one off my board?
So looking here, last time the leader, which was Hamlin, stopped was lap 134. That was the stage 2 yellow. We are, I'd say, about just over 10 laps away from the final stops.
I would think so, as Kyle kind of just shoved himself in front of Seabell. to block the run.
That's a risky move if you're KFB.
Run. So business will start to pick up as we'll take a look at the this Fox shows it on the replay.
That's enough of a hole.
It tightened up real quick.
Oh, he caught the wall too. That was tight. Look at this. Look at this onboard. Bow.
Well, that's the joys now with the composite body. You basically can touch the wall, and nothing will happen to the race car.
He simply kissed it. Trying to see what he's saying on the radio.
Yep. And I don't think he hit it hard enough that it would ruin like the toe link or anything in the front end.
No, it won't. That's just a light tap.
But
notable, but light.
We'll see what happens here over the final 38. Shout out to the Kodak City Cowboy Robbie Pratt. There we go.
Haven't seen anything on the radio. Like, they just played it. We can't hear it, though, right now, but that was a good tap. Logano, by the way, is he taking the lead back?
Yep. David Reagan to second.
Remember the one that got away from him, 2011. He was about to win the 500. It was a green-white checkered restart. First attempt at overtime. Yep. And he changed lanes before the green flag. Won in the summer that same year. And now trying to win the Daytona 500 for the first time.
Ryan Preece is the third car in line, but he is not third on the board. He's down at least one to the counter. So right now, if the caution came out, that would be great for Preece, because that should give him the free pass position.
Him and teammate Josh Berry are battling for that free pass spot.
And if Preece gets on that lead lap, watch out.
I thought I just saw an orange car.
Because that 41 is lightning.
Don't know if they'll show it, though, with the wide shot because they're side by side.
Well,
yep, Berry is not too far. Stewart Haas drivers are working together in Fords. So right now this line is Logano, Reagan, Preece, Keselowski, then Briscoe, and then Josh Berry. You know, as we look further later tonight, the Xfinity Series, obviously, and they're showing the Wendy's ad right now.
They are.
Big storyline coming on in. Shane Van Gisbergen and how he'll perform in the Xfinity race.
I think SVG will be okay.
I think he'll be fine, too. He's got good equipment. He should have a decent performance.
Okay, I think he'll be a lot better behind the wheel of a race car than he was mini golfing on the Wendy's golf course at Daytona.
Heck, I think you did better than I did when we went to Delaware and played and did beachside mini golf.
Oh, look at the red jacket instead of the green jacket.
Hello, friends.
I'd sport that red jacket. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you would.
I'd sport that pretty good.
All right, everyone's singling out here. I bet your pit stops are going to be coming.
I would think soon.
So David Reagan's second. He was sitting at around 80 to 100 to 1 odds coming into today.
That'd be a nice payday.
And his odds right now to win are 100 to 1.
Yeah, that'd be a good payday.
Hamlin's now a plus 150 favorite to win, followed by Logano 3.5 to 1, Busch 4 to 1, Larson 8 to 1, Keselowski's also 8 to 1.
That ain't too bad. Window is open for green flag pit stops, but the question is who's going to come down.
You want to make sure, though, too, you have enough for overtime.
And you got to have enough partners to come down with you.
Yep, window officially open. They just set it on Fox.
You could tell that the tension is starting to build.
Yes, it is. It really is. So you got to get through pit stops first.
Who's going to make that one mistake?
I would not be surprised if it happened coming onto pit road, because this is the money stop. We're
Money
approaching.
stop's coming, yep. Coming to 30 to go this time by.
Haven't seen anything on Twitter with the radio report saying Fords are pitting this time.
Drafting partners this late in the race will create for odd bedfellows.
Yes.
I.e. now Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. But once former teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing.
Let's see here. See who's checking in here. Mike Yanni, our Royalist camera guy, Land of Legends, says that's like parallel parking at 200 miles an hour. Stephen Ovens checking in. Thanks for joining us this evening. It's tough to look at all these comments here in one piece. But yeah, good crowd here with us tonight. So watching live. Logano doing some blocking early. Was with Reagan, now he's blocking Hamlin. And now look, McDowell again.
I was going to say that's why he moved up the track. He saw the 34. And now the problem is that Joey picked the wrong line.
Nada. All right, I tell you what, we've got 29 to go. We're going to take one final break. When we come back, we are taking you to the finish. Stay with us. Daytona 500 Watch Party on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, gimme, gimme Bill Gray's.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
If you're living with pain or recovering from surgery and don't know where to start, Lattimore Physical Therapy can help. The Lattimore Promise includes an individual diagnosis with a highly trained licensed physical therapist on your first visit, a personalized treatment plan, communication with your doctor, and a continued personal care plan. You're never more than minutes away from pain relief. Visit LattimorePT.com.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
Whether it was Dad letting you grill for the first time, or Grandpa taking you out to a ball game, or even a summer picnic before the fireworks on the 4th of July, Zweigels has created generations of memories that shape who we are and what our community has become.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
Final laps underway in the Daytona 500 Watch Party. 26 laps to go. If you live in Czekala, you still got time for the beer and wing specials here. So come on out and join us at Bill Gray's in Czekala if you're in the area. I'm Marty Czekala. He's Steve Petty. Special thanks as well to Brad Sawyer and Dalton Martin for joining us here throughout stages 1 and 2, as well as early part of stage 3 for the D train. It has been a fun night of racing here.
It has been a fun night. It's been a great night of racing at Daytona, and great to see what's going on in the minds of Brad Sawyer, who's going full-time sportsman racing, and D-Trade starting his second full year in the big block of Canandaigua, to see what is going on with them as they prepare for their season at Land of Legends Raceway.
Yes, it has been a blast to talk with both of them, and really excited for the 2024 season. Start off, obviously, for me, not just on the Land of Legends side of things, but also my new gig with the CRSA Sprint Car Series as their announcer and media director. And I know for you were at Ransomville and Lancaster Motorplex.
Getting ready. We have our registration party in a few weeks for Lancaster. We just had ours at Ransomville 2 weeks ago. He's getting ready to go. It looks like one car came down pit road
somebody
early.
just pitted. Wow, yeah.
Early and by himself.
That was Jimmy. Vibration.
But what a great schedule we have locally for all the tracks in the region. Of course, Ransomville's granddaddy of them all is the Ron Martin Memorial Summer Nationals on Tuesday, August 20th, with a rain date, by the way, of the 21st, just so everybody knows that ahead of time. So be prepared. And we also have our Mike Beneski Dirt Car Sportsman Tour that night as well. Plus, we have the Empire Super Sprints. We have the Southern Ontario Sprints. We have 2 appearances by the Empire Street Stock Series. So that's going to be 2 great nights there at the Big R. Plus, we have our 2 demos coming up, Memorial Day and Labor Day weekend. We have an appearance from the Northeast Lake Model Alliance. They're coming over the border as well. Plus, a big one for us this year as well, the return of the BRP Big Block Tour to Ransomville in June. And one that is close to my heart, Friday, July 19th, the Kyle Inman Memorial for the Sportsmen, sponsored by Sterling Lubricants. It will be a great night in Ransomville to honor the 20K.
That means a lot to me, too, obviously, as Inman was one of our first guests when we started doing our Rsn Trackside. Here we go, pit stops. Let's see here. Herbst, Henrik, Allmendinger, Allmendinger, Smith, and LaJoy. So pretty much the I don't want to say the independents, but normally the back markers that obviously they still do have a chance at winning this race.
They do, and Jimmy going backwards with the Legacy Motor Club 84, a special paint job.
Yep.
Because Jimmy's paint job this year is going back to the King's paint job from 1964, so one of the early 500 wins for the King as they celebrate their 75 years.
The Toyotas.
Toyotas are coming to town.
Bell, Reddick, Truex, Bubba, Eric, Nemechek, Ty Gibbs. No Denny Hamlin.
These stops may be a little longer than what they usually do for fuel because they're going to pack those fuel cells as tight as they can.
I think the reason why Denny didn't go with the Toyota is because I believe he is still on the outside, and he is. Nope, now he's on the bottom. So he should come in this time.
Who's peeling off? Denny does, but he's only bringing Kyle Busch with him.
And another guy, too, behind them. I think right now for Denny, if he wants a chance to win this race, he's going to need a caution.
Well, I could say that it's coming, but the way they're racing today, it might not happen.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So we get ready here with 20 to go in the 500.
Gaggle of them this time. Oh, look out. Oh, Blaney trying to shoot a gap. 4 wide on the pit road. Goodness.
4 wide, down to 3, down to 2 at 55 miles an hour from 190.
Whew. That
Literally
was a
on
hold
a
your breath
stop on a
moment.
dime.
Yeah, that was a hold your breath moment. Ross Chastain, the new leader.
And once again, who's running in second? Defending race winner, Ricky Stenhouse. Question is, will he go to Waffle House again?
I think whoever wins is going to go to Waffle House, no matter what. I don't think the Steak and Shake's open in Daytona Beach anymore. I don't know, though.
Or will he go to Wawa? Because
Maybe
Wawa's
Wawa.
a sponsor.
4 wide again on the pit road.
And the Chevys now come down.
That is a good execution by the Chevys coming on to pit road.
Money stop time for the Chevy camp. And everybody comes out at the same time.
And so we'll see who the leader is. I think we've got Eric Jones out in front once everything cycles through. Or is Chastain going to get the lead or Logano going to get the lead?
It could
Logano's
be Joey.
coming. I think the Fords are going to have the advantage with Joey.
Here in the closing laps, getting ready to go to 17 to go in the Great American Race. Oh, wow, what a move by Joey to split Byron
Whoa,
and
holy
Larson.
moly. So Chastain's got the lead. Stenhouse throws a block. That's a wild block.
I think
Logano's got to run.
I think we're getting ready to hit our the big one on our bingo card.
I think so. It's coming.
Because my friend's business has just
picked
picked
up.
up in Central Florida. And Joey's wasting no
Look at this
time.
pack. Oh, my goodness.
Get your popcorn ready, folks, because we're in for a ride with 16 to go.
Oh, baby, oh, baby.
Suarez already getting loose.
The last time a Daytona 500 winner won from the pole and was 2000 when Dale Jarrett did that. Logano's running in second. So it's been 24 years since that's last happened.
That was also the last time that the reigning defending Cup champion won the 500.
It's also been 14 years since car number 1 won the Daytona 500. Jamie McMurray won in 2010, driving the DEI number 1 at the time. Or in Ganassi one, I should say. And again, no one has gone back-to-back in the 500. This is 19 to 20 with Stenhouse. Big block from Ross. Whoa, Keselowski, is he going to try? Oh! Just touched the quarter panel of Logano.
What a move, though, for Larson just to hold off so him did not
Stenhouse to the
nail.
lead with a push from Suarez. Now the Trackhouse teammates are racing for second. Whoa, we got one loose. Nope, that's Dillon. He's pulling off. Smart move from Austin Dillon. Let them race. Ooh, oh, Stenhouse just got put to the middle.
3 wide with 15 to go in Daytona.
He's trying to side draft. This is tight. Oh, watch that mid-pack closely.
And it goes from 4 lanes down to 3, down to 2 here
Down
in the
to
tri-oval.
1. Suarez now leading. Byron second. Suarez only with 1 Cup win. Happened in 22 at Sonoma.
They would be partying in Monterrey, Mexico for a week.
Yep. And now Suarez
With
comes
all-
up to work with his teammate, but now you got Hendrick teammates on the bottom. Now Chase is trying to side draft. They're nearly touching. Chase has to come down. I don't know if he's got the room to. Yikes almighty.
And here comes that Jones boy.
Big one is coming, folks. It is coming. Suarez is now trying to protect 2 lanes. Closest Chase Elliott's come to win the 500 was 21 when he finished second. But probably more closer was 2017 when he was leading with 3 laps to go.
Here comes Byron and Bowman, bottom line. Where do the Hendrick Chevys go?
Again, 10 years since Hendrick Motorsports has won the Daytona 500. Byron could have the chance to do it. All 4 Hendrick cars inside this lead pack. And a bump draft in the middle, but Chastain to the point. And now Chastain may be too far in front. Look at the gap.
That gap is too big because the swarm's coming.
Yep.
And now Ross is going to have to block 3 lanes.
Logano can't cut down low, though. It's still 3 wide.
A dozen to go in Daytona.
I am nervous. Nervous. So nervous.
Your popcorn is ready.
I don't think our popcorn's ready as well, but our dinner's ready too.
I was going to say those burgers are looking really good right now. And if you're sitting at home enjoying a brewski, enjoy it because this is going to be one heck of a finish.
The burgers on the Zweigels Hot's looking good. Look at that wood flap off Logano. Pair of ones in the air. Whew. I am shaking. Typical Daytona. Here comes Keselowski.
Joey tried to fake out Ross, and it got Brad. And here comes Blaney.
And I don't know if Blaney would want to work with a former teammate of his, but at the same time, it's a Ford. You kind of have to.
I was going to say, right now, you're going to go with
Logano high with a slingshot. Bump draft from Byron.
I think right now you're going to have to go manufacturer orders first, and then the last 5, you're going team orders.
100%.
To win the 500.
$25 miles remaining in the Daytona 500. The hardest everyone has raced today. How badly do you want to win a Harley J. Earl trophy? Something to keep in mind, too. If you win this race, you're not driving that car for a legit entire year.
It goes immediately into the museum at Daytona International Speedway, confetti and all.
High side's a little wobbly.
You don't get it back until the Sunday morning of the 500 the following year.
Middle side's getting a little bit clogged up, too. Nine to go. Chastain's a sit and duck with 3 Fords behind him.
Brad getting out.
Oh, he's got to run Logano for second and Chastain start.
But now Joey's got Blaney in his back pocket.
And remember as well, Keselowski's got one of the best spotters in the game in TJ Majors. Whoa, Bowman nearly turned power. Look at the blocking. Big block by Ross. And he's got to go high. Oh,
there's the big one.
Oh, big one with 9 to go. It wasn't if, it was
literally
when.
Took out 3/4 of the field.
That was half the field. And the folks here watching at Bill Grace just lost their mind. Wow. Denny is involved. Keselowski, Logano, Gibbs, Gilliland, Blaney involved.
There's the big one.
Logano.
Still one off of a bingo.
Let's see here. Anthony Alfredo involved as well.
Ooh, Tyler Reddick.
Reddick.
MTJ.
Jones. I think the first car through was Chastain, without a doubt. I don't know who the second car was that dodged that bullet. Larson is also involved with some right side scuffed up. I tell you what, I'm glad I did not say it. But the thing is, in these past few 500s, we haven't seen a huge pack at the end since the, new damaged vehicle policy / stage rules. But obviously that has changed. And Keselowski, I don't know. I'm guessing he's not pleased with Logano. Or that, looking at the damage. Remember, those two have bad blood in this race dating back to 2021.
Blaney with a backup car out of the 500.
Is that Briscoe? That is.
That
they
is,
may put out the red flag here with the junkyard. That is turn 3.
That is a parking lot. Joey getting ready to climb out.
Yeah, just said he was getting pushed. All right, let's take a look at this again. I think, was it just a chain reaction with Byron to Logano to Keselowski? Bowman with a bad bump draft got Keselowski. It was just a bad block. Yeah, Byron got loose into Keselowski, which got Logano. Gilliland's involved. Suarez. Who's the third car? Cindric, Elliott, Bell, all through. I don't even think anybody else got through. There were like 5 cars that dodged that wreck. That is the Daytona 500, folks. Look at another angle of it. Wow. Byron and Bowman both through cleanly.
Once again, turn 3 at Daytona.
Cindric,
calamity.
I think, got a small piece of it, but I think we have 300 cars that dodged it. Red flag, by the way, is out at Daytona. Steve, I'm going to let you watch real quick. I'm going to grab the food here. Oh, actually, Gary's got it for us.
Bowman into Byron, and the chain is on.
Yep, the chain is on. All right, here is dinner tonight. Woo. Now, it's not wings and beer, because this is Bill Gray's, home of the world's greatest cheeseburger.
It is indeed.
And so,
wait a minute.
Here's your phone, by the way.
There's my phone. So
I don't know what is what. I know.
I think I have an idea. This will be my honey barbecue.
I know one is a honey barbecue cheeseburger.
Yep.
One is a bacon cheese. One's a bacon cheeseburger. This one is mine.
Yep.
And then, of course,
and then there's yours.
We need to have a Zweigels Red Hot, too. We got to have a Zweigels Hot Dog, too.
So, Greg, we got one.
Yeah, we got one here, Greg. So, I need some. Gary, can you get some napkins, too, please? I know, we're making them do all the work here for us.
Making our guys do all of our work so we look good in front of the camera today.
And shout out to Gary and DJ, by the way. They are the ones behind the camera and doing this work for us. And without them, none of this is possible here at Rsn Trackside. Wow, Chastain barely. If he's in that wreck, Alex Bowman leads this race. Look at Phil Gold here. Look at the calm reaction in the
front.
Like,
did we get through? Did we get through? Did we get through? Did we get through?
Because remember, those TVs have a small delay in the war wagons.
Just barely.
Yep. All right, I'm digging in on this. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a mic in the way, too.
Oh, just barely.
Oh, yeah. This is magic here in Bill Gray's.
Let's see, and of course, huge thanks to Bill Graves here at the Taproom in Charlie.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting.
This has been a fun day.
So make sure you go grab your world's famous cheeseburger, which I'm about to dig into right now.
You have the honey barbecue cheeseburger.
I do. So don't mind us as we're watching every replay from every onboard camera.
We got a red flag. There's nothing we can do.
That's true. I think Kevin Harvick just listened to us. That's exactly what we just said, and Harvick just sent it back.
Yep.
There's nothing he can do.
And I'm not kidding you when I said this. We have a bar full of fans to my right, and they are watching the exact same pictures we are, and they could not believe what just happened. Yeah, big hit Suarez took. Look at the head move.
Denny getting pounded, hands still on the steering wheel.
And who is this? Is this Ty? Yeah, his in-car.
Yep.
It's going to be violent here. Wow.
And his eyes just got bigger and bigger.
Probably just a tiny impact for Eric. I didn't see any hard hits he took.
No hard hits. It was more or less the slide through the grass. But here will be another shot for Blaney in Daytona.
Ouch. Nowhere to go. Had to take his hands off the wheel.
And
Two
now,
wrecked cars. Go ahead.
Now Logano.
Bear with me here. I got some mayonnaise here on my mic.
That's why I'm not eating as much.
I'm hungry. I'm diving in onto this.
So I'm too, bud.
So the shots in slow-mo. They're showing. I think this is another Blaney angle.
Yep.
Look at him take his hands off the wheel. The rack and pinion steering again of these cars.
Yep.
Just wild.
Wow.
Nearly half the field.
18 car wreck with 8 to go.
That is the Daytona 500 for you.
That is the Daytona 500. And they're going to have 2 different graphics.
Actually, maybe 3 different graphics. No, but I think you're right. It is 2.
page 2.
So a lot of cars on the clock. But again, you cannot work under your car on the red flag. If you do, you are black flagged. If you are under the DVP, you are parked for the race. So would you like half a hot dog?
Sure, I'll have half of a Zweigel's hot dog.
All right, let's see here. We got a knife back here. That is a fork. This is a knife.
Again, I'll let you talk for a while so I can dig into my world famous cheeseburger.
Okay. So, I tell you what, I know we said we would be taking you to the finish, but since we are under a red flag, why don't we go to break? And we'll come back and see if we have any updates on what's going on right now at the track. So stay with us on Rock Sports Network. 8 to go. Red flag for the big one.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
Alrighty. Still under the big one with 8 laps to go. Ryan Blaney was just out of the infield care center and was being interviewed by Fox while we're under break, and he did say that his, typical Daytona 500 stuff, and, he thought he was in a good spot. Let me listen to Keselowski. Let's see what he has to say. Got hit from the back in one of those deals on the track. Going to pass for the lead to win. That's all you can ask for. Didn't work out. And we could have had like the entire top 5 in that wreck when you watch that replay again in slow motion of the aerial shot. So, but man, oh man. But yeah, next week everyone gets a chance at Atlanta Motor Speed, especially Keselowski, who nearly won there last year. Blaney did say as well that he did tweak his hand a little bit because of the steering wheel. I would just ripped it out of his hands, but he's okay. Let's check here what else is going on here off of social. Right now, this red flag has been going on for nearly 15 minutes now, in case anyone is wondering. Kelvin says this. We haven't mentioned this, though, but one of the guys that did miss the wreck was in the back. Kyle Busch fell to the back to avoid that wreck. Great move. All right, Joey Logano. Not happy. Just watching the replay, couldn't see what started it all. It says it was Speedway Racing. 45 laps today, Logano led. Great run for number 22. Obviously, a lot of talk next weekend when the top 30, I believe the top 30, not maybe top 25. Excuse me, next weekend in the media center. Good feeling that it will be about the racing on the speedways, especially when we're at Atlanta next week. They have lifted the red flag, by the way. And we'll be coming back to green in just a little bit. Let's take another break. While we're at it, Fox TV is going to break, and we'll have a restart coming up in just a bit. We'll see who wins the Daytona 500 in a moment on the Daytona 500 Watch Party on Rock Sports Network.
Customize your great plate every Tuesday at Bill Gray's with hot dogs, cheeseburgers, mac salad, home fries, beans, tots, and more. Bill Gray's Great Plate Tuesdays, only $9.99.
Gimme, Bill Gray's.
When I sprained my left knee, they did so much to help me at
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
With 20 locations throughout Monroe and Livingston County, pain relief is never more than minutes away. Same-day appointments available. Most insurance accepted. Call 1-888-PT-ROCHS.
Lattimore Physical Therapy.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
It's I before E, except after C. Glad I could help. We're always happy to help, but I might want to clarify what kind of help. Not this.
Where does this go?
It actually goes right there.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
And not this.
Think it needs help.
I have just the thing.
Really?
Happy to help.
We're always happy to help, but what we're really good at is heating, cooling, and insulation.
Local legends work to win, deflecting challenges, defending titles, doing whatever it takes. We believe in the power of our team. We succeed by delivering for our fans. The local legends of Rochester originated here. Bob Johnson has always called Rochester home, and the Amerks have always been Rochester's team. Let's go, Rochester.
We are back here. Red flag has been lifted. We're at Bill Gray's in Czekala. Marty alongside Steve as we get set to go back to. And don't forget, we have the Xfinity race at 9 o'clock. You can watch it on FS1, listen on MRN or Sirius XM. and that should be a good one. But this is, we have seen the ticking time bomb finally go off. And we should give you now how the field is running as we're set to come back to the green flag. Chastain the leader. William Byron second, Alex Bowman third, Austin Cindric fourth, Chase Elliott fifth, Christopher Bell sixth, Chase Briscoe seventh, Kyle Busch eighth, AJ Allmendinger ninth, John Hunter Nemechek 10th, Noah Gragson 11th, Bubba Wallace 12th, David Reagan 13th, Corey LaJoie 14th, Zane Smith 15th, Kyle Larson 16th. I believe Chris Buescher out of the race. Nope, he's still in 17th. Ty Gibbs 18th. Martin Truex Jr. 19th. Eric Jones 20th. Denny Hamlin 21st. Daniel Hemrick 22nd. As our timing stand. Everyone else either out of the race or at least a lap down. So what are we thinking here now? Hendrick Motorsports, all 4 cars, the only car that had some sort of damage in that was Kyle Larson. Checking if he is on the clock, which he is, but only needed 56 seconds of work time. So Hendrick Motorsports really has, in my opinion, a great chance to win.
They have a great chance to win, and what a way to start their 40th season.
Absolutely. How about those
schemes?
Daytona. How about those schemes that are going to race at Martinsville?
I
love
those ruby red paint schemes.
I want to see Lionel. I haven't looked online yet. I'm a diecast collector, as a lot of you know. I want to see them sell a 4 set of that, not just one by one. A 4 set of that. I think they will. That's just so cool. I would purchase that big time. All right, so if I'm going to assume, but nothing is in my inbox yet when it comes to the accident and quotes, any other notable quotes of what the driver said. We get those, by the way, through the manufacturers normally. So 6 laps to go as things stand under this caution. Checking who's still on the clock and pitting. Anthony Alfredo has made a stop. He's got 90 seconds left on to make it repairs, or he is out of this race. So right now, 22 drivers on this lead lap to try and win this 500. Looking at other drivers here, Trackhouse only has 1 guy. Penske only has 1 guy left. Joe Gibbs Racing, I guess you could say they have 3 guys left. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs. I think it's going to be tough, though, for them to win.
It's going to be tough for them to win. Ross Chastain does not have any friends.
He does not.
Drivers do not forget.
Neither does Austin Cindric. But Kyle Busch is going to restart 8th, and a lot of talk has been, is he finally going to do it? He has won at Daytona in the past in the Cup Series, and that came at 2008. Lead mile marker 500. Is he going to do it tonight? From the looks of it, I think we could go to green with either 3 or 2 laps to go in regulation. So we have 1 to green. 1 to green. Jim Utter just tweeted out under break, 46 seconds to go.
Those drivers are racing for the Harley J. Earl Trophy.
The fans are still here. Gotta give them credit.
And nobody is left.
The Harley is in the victory lane.
170,000 strong in Daytona on President's Day Monday.
So it's Chastain and Byron the front row. Cindric and Bowman row 2. Row number 3, I'm checking. Okay, LaJoie and Elliott. Allmendinger, Bell row 4. Nemechek and Busch round out the top 10. We still got some fans here watching with us. They're just hoping they see a great finish in all of this at the end.
What kind of party would that be if Team Trackhouse does get a win in the 500?
Oh, boy, I don't
with
know.
Ross Chastain, the Florida native. Problem is, watermelon season, they're growing seeds in Florida right now. They ain't in season yet.
Yeah, they'll still find a way to get a watermelon.
Of course they'll still find one. But with Pitbull as co-owner, no offense, that'll be one hell of a party.
Oh, my goodness, it would. They're Trackhouse Racing. They know how to throw a party.
That they do.
So. All righty.
And they're all on their feet.
10 miles remaining. This is crunch time here, folks.
I don't think we're done wrecking
I don't
yet.
think we're done wrecking yet either.
Willie B trying to take the 24 back to victory lane at Daytona. Bowman trying to take the 48 back to victory lane at Daytona for Rick Hendrick.
Last time I think that happened, you got to go back to 05 when Gordon won the 500 on the 24 end. Everyone pushing. Still 2 by 2. Three laps to go. Who's going to make a move? Do we see a third groove even created?
I don't think there's enough time to get one wound up.
I don't think so. There is. Everyone staying on both grooves. It's going to take a heck of a bump draft to figure out who wins this. Big push by Bowman to Chastain. Doesn't have Byron cleared just yet, though. Byron's got a big run. Cindric on his tail. Lowline's got the advantage. Byron's in the lead, and he's got Chastain cleared.
Coming to 2 to go.
All about the side draft now if you're the high side. Third groove created with Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
Chase goes to the third groove. Bowman left with nobody helping behind him. Byron led at the line, 2 to go. And Chastain's falling back. 3 wide behind them.
Chase had to smoke the brakes. If not, Seabell would have pounded him.
Austin Cindric looking for his second Daytona 500 win. How about, though, Corey LaJoie, A.J. Allmendinger, third and fourth. Here we go. Cindric looking for a run. Byron puts the block. Allmendinger fading back. Chastain's coming back. LaJoie tries to shut the door. He can't.
Daytona Block City. 2.5 miles to go.
Will they make it to the white flag? 600 yards from doing so. Green light still on. Green light still on. Now they're wrecking. Chastain and Cindric's bed. We've taken the white flag. Now the caution's out. Byron wins the 500.
Maybe.
The green light was still on after they crossed the line, so that means this race is over.
Did the button get pressed?
Believe they pressed the button after the white, and if so, William Byron's your winner. A Hendrick 1-2 finish.
Because if the call was made for the button to be pressed on the caution lights.
You'll have to look at the video scoring. Now, what Fox did really well is they showed the actual caution lights. The television graphic does not show when the yellow came out. This right here, this frame that we're looking at, right there, caution's out there. Yellow light on the bottom right. And
if that's the case,
wait
Alex
a second.
Bowman's
Bowman!
ahead.
Did Bowman win this? What a way for Bowman. Whatever it is, Rick Hendrick's going to victory lane. All right.
See, 'cause it's all on the lights.
So let's see here. Yeah, one came up, the other came down. William Byron, the winner. Rudy Fugel from Livonia, New York is the crew chief on that car and just got himself a 500 win.
Rudy gets a 500 reg.
And I mean, give credit to Alex Bowman after the year he had last year from the injury and stuff like that. Now for William Byron, who's legit running over carbon fiber. And now Chastain just blew a tire. Business is still picking up here. Byron's speechless.
And now the crew starts to celebrate on pit road in Daytona.
And the winning has just started.
Hendrick Motorsports gets their 9th win in the 500.
This was the same track, too, William Byron won his first Cup race at in 2020 in the 400-mile race. And then, honestly, I'm not surprised that he got the win in this one. This is his 4th Super Speedway win.
Burn him down, Willie B.
Yep. His goal in this race was to be around the end of the 500, and now he's got to try and back. What a burnout!
That's not a burnout. That's a slide through the grass because we all know it rained in Daytona for like 3 straight days.
Now can they get it out? Yep,
Oh, yeah.
yep, they'll get it out. He's on the pavement.
He can get that sucker out.
Now,
if we can get it out in the snow, we can get it out in mud.
yes. Now, something to keep in mind, this win is not official just yet. Yes, he is scored as the winner, but he does have to go through a rigorous post-race inspection. You will know on NASCAR social media pages when Byron is cleared tech and is the winner.
If there's a car left to be teched.
Yes, if there is a car left to be teched. This is the biggest win of William Byron's career, without a doubt.
What a run, Corey LaJoie in 4th.
We'll give you the full field rundown in just a moment.
And it's time to go play Capture the Flag, Willie B.
They just say what I thought he said?
Led the final 4.
Final 4 laps, okay. All right, we're going to listen to what William Byron has to say, then we'll give you the full field rundown, and then we will sign off here. Let's see what.
Another Western New York connection in victory lane at Daytona.
Yep.
With Willie B's crew chief, Rudy Fugel.
It sounds really damn good. Just imagine the hat he's going to wear. He's known for wearing those big hats in victory lane. I think we're going to see the biggest one yet. Tire crew is coming up to the car. There's Rick Hendrick in the background, car owner. Hasn't won the 500 in 10 years, and all the drivers were being asked on media day, can you believe it's been 10 years since Hendrick Motorsports has won? Every driver was well aware of it. And now that streak is no more.
I was going to say, there's Rick and Linda Hendrick, Jeff Gordon.
9th career 500 win for Hendrick Motorsports, tied with Petty Enterprises for the most all time. Here is the full field rundown again. All results unofficial. It does come down to timing, loop data, and video evidence. Byron the winner, Alex Bowman second, Christopher Bell third, Corey LaJoy fourth, AJ Allmendinger fifth, Bubba Wallace sixth, John Hunter Nemechek seventh, Chase Briscoe eighth, Eric Jones ninth, Noah Gregson 10th, Kyle Larson 11th, Kyle Busch 12th, Zane Smith 13th, Chase Elliott 14th, Martin Truex Jr. 15th, Daniel Hemrick 16th, Ty Gibson 17th, Chris Buescher 18th, Denny Hamlin 19th, David Reagan 20th, Ross Chastain 21st, Austin Cindric 22nd, Ryan Preece 23rd, Riley Herbst 24th, Josh Berry 25th, Justin Haley 26th, Anthony Alfredo 27th, Jimmy Johnson 28th, Tyler Reddick 29th, Ryan Blaney 30th, Ricky Stenhouse 31st, Joey Logano 32nd, Brad Keselowski 33rd, Daniel Suarez 34th, Todd Gilliland 35th, Michael McDowell 36th, Austin Dillon 37th, Kaz Grala 38th, Harrison Burton 39th, and Carson Hocevar finishes in 30th. Did you get a bingo?
I did not.
All right. I did.
Nobody got a NASCAR black flag.
I did. With the 10 Toyota ads. But that is unofficial. I'll have to look back at JC because they always do the commercial breakdown. So
his win is unofficial as well as this one.
Yes, absolutely. All righty. Final thoughts on this race. What a way to get the NASCAR season started.
What a way to get it started, and we're in for a ride, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you follow along with us for all the fun details. It's going to be a fun season.
Absolutely. Well, we will talk about it with you Wednesday night on Rsn Trackside at 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us we've been live since 4 o'clock today. So thanks for joining us for the past 4 hours. It's been a fun watch party at Bill Gray's. I know the folks here that have stuck around have enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we do this again sometime. Also a special thanks to Brad Sawyer, Dalton Martin for joining us. Shout out to DJ and Gary behind the camera and computers. He's Steve. I'm Marty. Daytona 500 watch party is in the books. Congratulations to William Byron, your Daytona 500 champion.